Good evening, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Absolute Vodka presents live at the Landis. Coming to you every Tuesday night live from the Landis Theater in beautiful downtown Vineland, New Jersey from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sometimes we go a little over, but hey, that's what we do. But thank you to Absolute Vodka, our wonderful sponsor, as well as Michael Kelly Guitars and the Michael Kelly Guitar Company, michaelkellyguitars.com. Got a stacked show today. We got a real quick hit back on the weekend shows, but then we have a couple Grahams on the show today. We have the one and only Graham Bonnet,
Yes.
as you know, from Alcatrazz and Rainbow and Graham Bonnet Band and all that. He'll be here on that's Saturday.
Yep.
Friday we have a Cure tribute called The Gathering, as well as
Gathering Gloom.
the Gathering Gloom.
Mhm.
Is that what they call themselves? And then we have Joe's Cars Band.
Yes, the sidecars.
The sidecars, which are phenomenal. They're great. And then upstairs, we have a comedy thing with Jimmy Graham, the one and only amazing comic from South Jersey that has been a friend of mine for many years and probably one of the funniest guys I know outside of Steve when he makes those faces sometimes. Like that one. See it? That's fucking hilarious.
Oh, shit. What's comic face? What are we about to do?
No. But again, welcome to the show. We got a lot to cover tonight, and I'd say we just just get right into it and
Hell yeah. Hell
and
yeah.
go to Friday. This past Friday, we had another great night here at the wonderful Landis Theater in Vineland, New Jersey,
Oh, wonderful.
and we had who the hell did we have Friday?
We had Shaman Friday.
That's right, Shaman.
I had to go back and forth, man.
It was
I really
on
did.
it was only because we had Elvis on Saturday.
Yes.
I keep for some reason I keep mixing them up. Jesse, by the way, Jesse Garin as Elvis was absolutely
fantastic.
phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Top of the notch Elvis. He will be back for Christmas. We are working on the date
Yes.
as we speak. So
Yes. I'm very excited.
I
about
can't
that.
wait, man. He's gonna kill it for
Can't
Christmas,
wait to hear him
dude.
some Christmas songs.
Dude, because his we'll talk about him in a minute.
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
talk.
Yep,
Let's get Shaman because again,
Let's-
Shaman's a phenomenal group. We love everybody in the group. We had a great time. A Talk of the Town opened up for them as
Mhm.
well. A Pretenders tribute.
Pretenders.
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. We got which one do I want to start with?
Whatever you wanna go
We'll
with.
start with not the biggest song on here. This is I Ain't Got Nobody.
Ain't
That I
got
can depend
nobody.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And then
Ain't got nobody.
let's see. I picked all these because we also did a damn good job on them too. So we made it look pretty fucking cool.
It always
but
looks
this
cool,
one
man.
was probably the coolest looking one. Black Magic Woman. Here we go.
I love Black Magic. I love that song, man.
Such a good song.
It always reminds me of what isn't ELO's got a Black Magic Woman song too?
Evil Woman.
Evil Woman.
Yep.
Like there's so many
Yep.
of these Black Evil
Yes.
Magic Woman
Okay,
songs.
and then Witchy Woman.
And Witchy Woman.
Witchy
That's the
Woman,
other
yeah,
one. I was
yeah.
like, there's so many of them, man.
We got a whole bunch. But here we go.
Nice. And also, so we do have Jimmy Graham is in the studio actually today. He's over here in the
Yes.
Michael Kelly Guitar Lounge. There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, we're just
I
saying
don't
hi
have
to you
one
so
yet.
people know you're over there. He's double doing it.
I
There you
love
go.
it.
Pick
Du-
one. There you
double
It's like a
done.
Pamela Anderson video.
Yes, it is.
Holy shit.
We will be getting to Jimmy a little bit later, but just so you know, he's in the room sitting in the one and only
Yes.
Michael Kelly Guitar Lounge over there with those beautiful guitars.
And then we have one more, and it's the one that, people that don't even know who Santana
Oh, it's
is
gotta be
knows
smooth.
this damn song.
It's
It is
gotta be smooth.
smooth.
I do. Nice,
yes.
nice. What a great show,
yes,
man.
man.
Again, thank you to Shaman and of course Talking to Town that opened up for him. It was good seeing you guys this weekend as always. Frank, he's basically family, was the sound man for
Yeah.
my uncle for years.
Yep.
So it was great seeing him as well. So
Hell yes, man.
but dude, we gotta get
Hell
into
yes.
Elvis, man. This guy was sick.
Let's get into Elvis.
Dude, Jesse was sick. This dude was so good, man. And you know what he hit? The gospel Elvis.
I'm glad you said
He
that because that's
killed
what I
the
chose.
gospel
some of
Elvis,
these songs.
man.
I know these are a little bit slower,
But the
you know,
voice.
we got a fast one to end it. But dude, he
couldn't
killed
get
it
over
on
it,
the-
man.
on his first two songs.
He is pretty crazy good, man.
The first one I knew more as a Frank Sinatra song, but he did such a fantastic version of
Oh,
this.
My
that-
Way?
Yeah. man,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
So here we go. This is My Way.
I know it as what was the comedian who used to do him? It was hilarious.
There's that face again.
Oh my god, that's the face that I think is hilarious. Right there.
Who the hell did that though?
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Yes.
I did it
Yep.
my way.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
excuse me. Thank you very much.
Yep. Here we go.
God, he can sing, man. That dude. And let me tell you, we will tell you, no tracks.
No, nothing.
No, nothing.
No, nothing
His
on that
wife
one,
and
yep.
another woman with a beautiful voice, backup
Yes.
singing with him. I mean, you could not have asked for what a show, man.
They were fantastic.
Absolute show.
Fantastic. Easy people to work
Absolute
with.
great show.
And just, great
Yep.
bunch. So here is, you were talking about gospel. Here is How Great Thou Art.
Dude, this guy
which
can
is
sing, man.
Low key, probably one of my favorite Elvis songs that he ever did. It's the way that sits in his voice. Like, I used to be a singer and vocal person. So I like that.
I
when
used
it
to
sits in
stab
someone's
singers and
voice.
vocal people. So
Jesus. Here we go.
I never did that. I'm just kidding. God, he's
Killed it.
good, man.
Killed it.
God, he's good.
Like I said, that fit in Elvis's voice really well. That also fit.
And the great thing
Jesse's
about him
voice
is
very well.
he's from Wilmington, Delaware,
Yeah.
right down the road,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
He is not that far from us, and
Yes.
it's one of those things, man. You have when you have people like that that are local,
Yeah.
that you can bring in, and we're supporting not only these great artists and tribute bands, but we're bringing the local bands in too.
Yes.
Dude, he's phenomenal, man.
Yeah, the
I
closer
can't
they
wait.
get to here, the better I feel about having them.
Yeah, I can't wait for a
every
Christmas show.
single time. We've had a couple
Yeah.
that used to come from far and away and things like that, and we replaced them with a local group.
Yeah,
and
yep,
gave those guys
yep.
a chance. And
Speaking
they're
of,
the
we're
ones that
working
we
on
still got,
Pure Petty,
yeah,
another
Oh, good,
local Petty
good.
band who I think is phenomenal.
Yes, fantastic.
And I've been trying to, work them out, but we keep booking other Petty acts. So
Yes.
now now it's like, whoop, we're bringing in Pure Petty back.
Yes,
So
hell yes.
I can't
am
wait, man. That's gonna be a
very
great show.
excited about that.
What do you
But
got?
let's see.
Was that it for him?
No, I got one
All right.
more that's a little bit faster, and this is "Suspicious Minds."
Another great song, man.
Here we
You
go.
know Viva Las Vegas? Huh?
No.
Damn, that's my favorite song.
I think I did that last time, so
That's
I try
my-
not to.
That's my favorite song.
Here we go. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. And moving on, we got a couple things coming up here. This Friday, we have the Gathering Gloom, a tribute to the Cure. That picture messes me up, man. And then the Sidecars Band, a tribute to the Cars. That is Friday, May 9th. Tickets are $40. The show is at 8 p.m. You can get your tickets at thelandis.com. Also on Saturday, we have the Graham Bonnet Band featuring the one, the only, the legendary Graham Bonnet. Limited VIP meet and greet is available before the show. That is Saturday, May 10th. Tickets are $35. Your VIP meet and greets are $100. The show starts at 8 with special guest Breaker.
What a good group, man. They're a great local
Yes.
band with a great draw, too.
Now, we did lose them, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, maybe they were just coming on to check it. So, Joe, don't leave. I texted you. Don't leave yet.
Joe did leave.
Ah, Jesus Christmas.
Oh, no, Joe's there. There
All
he
right,
is.
Joe,
There he
don't
is. There he is.
Can he hear us?
Yes.
That's good.
Yes, I see them
Joe,
both there.
All right.
So we'll bring them on, and we might. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see them back on again.
Do you want to ask Graham if he wants to come on first or if he wants to do his 8:15 slot?
Yes. Let me see. Let me text them. You know what? They're on, so I think we should just. I feel like we should bring them on because they have that show tonight.
Yes.
Yes. So
yes,
what we're going to
yes,
do,
yes.
Graham, if you can hear us over there, I see you kind of getting things ready. We have a little promo video we're going to play and then bring you right on since we see that you're on and you're ready. So here we go.
Graham Bonnet, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to go. Just go and listen to Marco.
Oh,
Marco.
Oh, geez, we got one of those connections again.
We're gonna go on soon. We got about an hour or so
He's not doubled up or something, is he?
before we do go on. Actually,
Yeah, we're trying to get you. It's one of those bad connections, Graham. I apologize for that. It's a little wonky.
I know he is backstage at another theater right now, so that's.
That might be it. Might be in that backstage area where there's bad internet reception.
can you see me now?
Oh, absolutely, yes, yes.
you got me?
We love seeing you, the James Dean of rock and roll. How are you, sir? Oh no, we lost him again. This is not good. Not good. It's funny because we'll have people on from literally from the UK and not have a problem. It's like the clearest, most wonderful picture you've ever seen. Somebody's a state away and you can't get a signal. It's amazing.
I mean, literally.
It's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they have.
It's unbelievable.
They have since disappeared. I see a blank screen. So, this is the way she goes, man. This is why it's
I
live
tell
at the
you what.
Landis.
I tell you what. Well, look, if Joe is there, we can bring these guys on. And if Joe doesn't mind staying on with Graham Bonnet, we can stick him down in the corner.
Yeah. Oh, wait. No, it went black.
Back in
I thought we were
black.
having some hope here. So what we will do is, let me see.
So I was all ready for Joe.
I have another promo. So let's play that, and we will bring on
Graham
Joe and Matt.
or Joe.
Joe.
There's a promo for Joe.
Yes,
Then. Oh, this
yes.
is awesome. I love
Yes,
these
we
guys,
will
man. What a
see.
great band.
And we might have to dip in and out here. So
That's
let's
okay.
see how it
We'll
goes.
look, we'll make it work, man.
Like I
We're
said,
rolling the
that's
dice here.
Live music and live podcast.
Dude, I swear, I wish he was in the UK. We get a better signal.
Get a better signal. Here we go.
Oh man, I can't. Joe,
Hello.
how you doing
Hey, what's
down there,
up?
buddy?
What's happening?
Long time to see. I don't know, man. We got Graham Bonnet in and out over here, man.
I see that.
Yeah, he's got some rainbow stuff going on tonight, and I don't know. It's like he's like a state away, and we can't get a good reception. It's unbelievable. And now we have up there. Is that Matt?
Yeah, Matt Eberhard.
And you're from Gathering Gloom, correct?
I am, in fact, yes, sir.
dude. I'm looking forward. We have never had a Cure's tribute. We almost had one of the guys from the Cure play here
Yes.
with another band, and that got canceled. But we've never had.
Was
a
it
Cure.
Poral's group, his solo group?
You know what? I don't even remember at this point. I just know it was
Right
like
on.
it was a Valentine's Day weekend, and it wasn't selling, and we all said, you know what? Let's pull that plug. So we
Perfect.
did. We did, unfortunately, but it is what it is. But dude, I'm looking forward to the show. You know, we know Joe, we know Joe's Cars band, and I
Yeah,
love
Joe's great.
Cars band. Dude, this guy, have you ever seen his Cars band? Have you played with him before?
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
did a slot with them.
so
What were you in Philly, Joe? Was
We
it
were
Philly
in
or Pittsburgh?
we were in Lancaster. Lancaster.
Lancaster,
okay.
Lancaster. You're right. Yeah. No, they're incredibly good. Yeah, we had a
They
lot of
are,
fun.
man.
Played a
And
double with them.
I'm a big. I saw the Cure back in the day once, but I saw the Cars like 4 or 5 times, and I love the Cars. And dude, the Sidecars band actually brings you the Cars, man. They really do. They bring you that music just like you were going back to see. And I think that's what we love, and that's what people love about this theater is they like to come and see bands that actually bring you back. And I got a feeling we're going to get that with the Gathering Gloom here because I watched some promos, man, and it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. And
Yeah, that's kind of our take on it. Like, so we all play for a living, right? And we've all done a ton of different types of music, done the touring and done all the shit. But the biggest thing we're trying to do is show up and play the show as close to what you would hear from the actual musicians. That's kind of our goal. So we don't do the wigs, we don't worry about that stuff, but we usually bring the lights and we bring the smoke, and we try to make a really, exciting stage show. But then the other part of that is just playing the shit out of the jams.
yeah, well, you don't need lights. You don't need lights and smoke. We have plenty of that. We have plenty of smoke and lights. But I love that you're not bringing wigs. That's awesome because dude, I'd rather hear.
Even though I need one.
Yeah. Now, do you play some of the deep tracks? Do you play?
Oh yeah. Our show last week we opened up with 100 Years into Banana Fishballs. If you know either of those two.
That's some shit there. Holy crap. Okay.
We're pretty unafraid. Yeah, but then we play all the, we play Friday I'm in Love and Just Like Heaven, all the obvious stuff. But we try to dig pretty deep, and so our catalog at this point, as we continue to work, it's pretty deep. So we try to make sure if you come to the show one night and again the next night, you're not going to hear the exact same set. So we're doing.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. You want to try? Hey, Joe, if you can hold on, I think we got Graham back.
Go ahead.
We just might stick you guys in the corner for a second and let us get Graham on, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Thank you, my brother.
Let's try here.
I can hear you, but I don't know if you can see me.
I can see you now.
There I am.
Not you.
Ah! That's not me.
I don't
Who the hell's that?
I'm trying here. Hold on. Wait a minute.
What'd you do? There he is.
This is terrible.
Sorry about
There you are.
Yeah, there I am.
All right, brother.
There I am.
We got
Oh, my
you
God.
now. And it's so great
All right,
because
buddy.
you're literally you're sitting in front of the Land of Oz. I see behind you,
Yes.
who's a band that's good friends of ours all the time.
It's hell here, I tell you.
I bet.
There's all kinds of crap going on.
look.
People eating, people drinking, people throwing up. It's a marvelous view.
That sounds like
You know
rock
what?
and roll, baby.
Yeah, do you know? Let me tell you, I've thrown up twice this week, which is not like me.
From
And,
you're not sick, are you?
No, I don't know. I don't know. It's just when I eat, I kind of get a bit of a bellyache. So I'm obviously I've got a fucking ulcer or something, but I don't know.
That
it's just a lot of travel and a lot of lack of sleep too. You know.
Yeah,
That's probably it.
as long as that voice is still great, right? Because let me tell you, somehow you still sing like you were back in the days, man. Like you were back in the marbles, man.
Yeah.
You still have that voice.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of people ask me, how the hell do you keep that young voice? And I'm just very lucky, because some people are very unlucky because they messed up their bodies with cigarettes and whiskey and wild women and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I've tried to keep clean as much as I can. And now when I'm singing, I always make sure I take enough breath to make the high notes. You know what I mean? And I never really concentrated on that before. Years ago, I never had to think about it. But now, because I'm a little older, I think, well, how did I used to sing that? And what I do is I listen to my old tracks, and I can hear where my voice was. Was it coming from my chest? Was it coming from my bollocks? Or was it coming from my mouth? That's what she said. Yes. But it's a bit of everything. You use your stomach. You know, when you sing it, you wake all over after the show, I can tell you. Because it's like what do you call it? Aerobic, not aerobics. Low something aerobics. Because
I
you
know
use
like low impact aerobics. Yeah.
but yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Because you use parts of your body you've never used before, as they say on Star Trek. And it's you'd be surprised. Because when it's done, I find that my shoulders are aching, and the back of my bum aches, and the back of my legs. And well, of course, nothing here, but all the rest of my body, because of the muscles you use to force out the damn air, you know.
That's insane. Yeah. That's crazy. I got to ask you something. I got to know this, because I heard, now this is it true that when you first went to started singing for Rainbow, that you thought they were a folk group? Is that the truth?
Yes, it is. I have no, I had no idea what I was letting myself in for. I didn't know. But I thought, well, they're basically a folk group. It's so like, you know, rainbow up and down the streets and houses, rainbow flying high, you know, something like that. But because there was a show on British TV that was called Rainbow, and there was that it was a kids show, and that was the song. That's a brief snippet, and that's what I thought of, you know.
Well,
but anyway, I heard later that Richie Blackmore was in the band and Roger Glover, and of course that's Deep Purple. So then I kind of caught on that it's basically Deep Purple with another name.
Yeah, well, look, thank God you came on, because to me that's the best Rainbow record out there. So, I mean that you made one of the best albums and probably one of the best songs.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I mean, Dio had his voice, but I don't know. I'm privy to your voice. I went back and listened to like that original Marbles album you did, and even in the beginning, that Bee Gees song that you did, it was just, it sounded so good. It was just like such a great tone to your voice.
Yeah, well, oh God, now it's gone little again. I gotta make my pitch. I hate this phone thing. It's better when you're on the computer. Well, when I was 19 years old, that's 1968. You know, something that I kind of was known for was singing like these high registered songs. You know, I used to love listening to Gene Pitney and Roy Orbison, those kind of people.
Oh yes.
And I was never good at falsetto. I'm terrible at going, oh, you know, that I can't keep it up. That's what she said. And oh my God, this is getting too many of those. But it was something, because, you know, I was listening to Frankie Valli and, you know, all these guys that did, you know, the falsetto thing. So I had to sing the high notes with my real voice. And I kind of trained it to be that way. And now, for some reason, my voice is still with me. And, you know, my singing voice is still good. And it's just pure luck, I think. You know,
no, I'll tell you, now, do you? That's what I was going to ask you. Do you do anything to take care of your voice still as you've gotten through the years? Because it still sounds to me as good as it was back then.
Yeah, no, I don't really. I mean, I used to I used to drink a lot and smoke a lot. No, I used to drink too much. I've gotten rid of that. So that's one thing you should never do, is booze. And that was something that unfortunately was my poison. And that doesn't do much for your throat, you know. So I stopped doing that. And I used to, you know, I ride my bike, not recently, but I usually ride a lot. And, you know, go for about 30 miles every day. And just, you know, breathe properly when I'm singing. So now when I'm
He was doing
singing,
so good.
now.
Uh-oh.
You were doing so good, and then you moved it, Graham.
I think it's that hand. It's blocking it. Oh, no.
No, Graham, take your hand off the phone. Oh, he's a wonderful guy, too.
Yeah.
He's so personal. I love it.
He might have to go do a comedy set beforehand on Saturday.
A true rock star, man. You know what I mean? That understands. He loves his fans and loves to talk. And
yes.
and you get those, and oh man,
Yes.
I wanted to ask him about Beth as well.
Yes. Well, when I see them come on, shall we just keep bouncing back and forth here? This will be the most broken up episode that we'll ever have.
It's okay with me. Graham Bonnet. Oh no, man. You know what's funny is it's like I said. You know, we've had some of the biggest rock stars in the world on.
Wait a minute.
From all over the world. And
see that note coming. Take a deep breath.
It might still just be playing.
Oh
yeah. See
that? I thought he was still going.
Oh wait,
Beth, is that you? Beth, I hear you calling. Oh, hello, I see you.
There's me.
Hi.
Is that Beth?
I see that. Go there.
How about do again?
Yeah, just
hello.
Just leave it right there. Don't touch
it. Graham, I have to ask you, Graham, is that Beth with you?
Trying to get ready. Oh. Yeah, she's getting ready.
Oh, excellent.
Because we got to go on after Marco's been on. He's getting ready to go up stage now. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
What?
Nice. Yeah, he played here not long ago with the Dead Daisies.
Yeah, he's played with everybody. He's a fucking great bass player.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yes. Yeah, he really is.
Amazing. I just wanted to ask you real quick, since Beth is there, what is your connection with her? Now, you guys have a pretty neat connection, and I thought it was really amicable, and I thought it was a wonderful story, and that brought you guys and brought this Graham Bonnet Band together this way.
Well, I mean, the first thing was, I guess, was this. She asked me to come up and sing with her band, Hardly Dangerous. That's where it started, kind of thing. And I did a couple of songs with her band, and after the show was over, I said to her, would you like to do something else? You know, something more kind of heavy or whatever, more rock. And she said, absolutely. And that's when her and I got together. And there was another thing that brought us together was our sons are both autistic. You know, she has an autistic son and so do I. So we always have somebody to chat about on the phone, you know, which is not like the most wonderful thing to talk about. But we have sons that are very talented in their own way, you know.
Yes.
Autistic, artistic, you know, that's what I hear Bethany say a lot. It's so close to being that word, you know, artistic.
Yeah. No, I agree with it. Yep.
Yeah. And Levi, her son, is an incredible drummer, you know, and it's amazing how far he's come along after playing for just a few years. It's incredible. And he's playing in clubs already. He's playing the bloody whiskey already. God,
are you kidding me? Wait, what's the band's name?
What's the band's name?
The Tragics.
The Tragics.
The Tragics. What a great name, too. What a great name. That's awesome. No, see, that's a beautiful thing, because you're absolutely right. I believe, like, when you I think that's a great way to say, you know, the artist and artist kind of come together that way.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have somebody else that understands that you can talk to.
Yeah.
And that's such a great story. I love that.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, and my son is a great basketball player, so he became like, now he's like a coach if needed to play basketball. He's 6'4", a bit bigger than me.
Oh wow!
And he's incredible, but you know he can't read and write, which is hard for him because of the embarrassment he has with people of his own age. You know, they make fun of him, and you know sometimes, but not so much now.
The cruel world you live in, you know. I mean, it's unfortunate. Yeah,
but he's older now. He's 40 something now, and so we don't worry about that anymore. He can handle himself. You know. But it's sad how people.
Look, we know you've got a show there tonight, and I know you want to go out and see the other guys. And I just want to thank you for coming on. We want to tell everybody you're going to be here in Vineland this Saturday.
That's right.
We're looking forward to it. We got a great local band opening up for you called Breaker. You're going to love them. They're a great rock band. I know I'm excited because I'm a big Alcatrazz fan, and I'm waiting. Any thought of bringing Alcatrazz back on the road anytime soon?
No.
No? Oh,
no,
man.
Because we're going through a court case with them right now as I talk.
Oh no!
Because the band obviously is gone now. It doesn't exist, and the manager of them right now, so-called Alcatrazz, is singing for the band, which is not a pretty sound, and it just doesn't work. And there's only one guy. There's only one guy of the original members of Alcatrazz. The only way Alcatrazz will come back is with Yngwie Malmsteen, me, and different players, a different bass player, different keyboard player. But it won't come back because they've ruined it. They've killed the name Alcatrazz, and it's unfortunate because I formed that band in my garage, however many years ago it was, and it's been besmirched. So
well, you have fans out there like us that listen to the old, and we believe in the original Alcatrazz and the band you and Yngwie put together, and that's the band we love. So
well, we play some Alcatrazz songs, so we're keeping it alive by doing that. Yeah,
nice. Well, look, Graham, I cannot wait to see you, my friend. You have a wonderful show tonight. Safe travels getting here on Saturday, and it's going to be a great show. I promise you that. We're looking forward to it.
Okay, we are too. Thank you.
All right, give Beth our love, and we'll talk to you. We'll see you when you get here.
All righty, buddies. Right,
Take care. Thank you, Graham.
Okay, you too. Thank you for everything.
Oh, thank you, brother. I know he's got to go because he's got a show, and he's.
I see Marco walking around in the background.
Well, yeah, exactly, and that's what I said. I saw him walking around. I know he wants to go see Marco.
Yes.
And I'm starting to feel guilty about keeping the guy on, even though we had some issues. But look, Graham will be here this Saturday. There are meet and greets available. I believe there's still some available.
Mm-hmm.
They were sold out, but I think we added some.
Yeah.
So you're going to come. You could be able to get to see the man live, and you're going to see some of the great music of Alcatrazz too. Apparently, which I had a feeling he was going to play some of their songs.
I believe he plays a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. That's good.
Very excited about.
Pop-up reunion concert at the prison before Trump.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to reopen. I should have asked him about that. How do you feel about Alcatrazz coming back as a prison?
The band maybe no longer. Yeah, pick one of those up there. But
let's bring our sidecar guys back on real quick because I felt bad. We kind of gave them the boot for a rock legend.
Yes.
So I'm sure they understand. Look, Joe, man, I had to boot you for a rock legend. I apologize, man.
I can't compete with that, can I?
We could talk to him all day, but I know in my heart that he's got that they're about to go on stage at quarter of. Mendoza's going on stage. I know he wanted to see him, so I'm like, I felt bad keeping him on, even though we had a bad connection.
All good. We might lose Matt because Matt, I think, is going on stage too.
Yeah, I gotta jump up and play. I'm literally like hiding in the corner of a bar right now. So. But anyway, we can't wait to be there Friday. It's gonna be a blast. So.
No, we're looking forward to it because, like I said, I'm glad we got to talk to you prior because I think it's going to be a good show. And again, we've never had a Cure band here. We're going to let people know too that you're playing like the real the deep tracks too because I think that's
all the stuff. Yeah, all the stuff. And man, Joe, it's good to see you, brother. See you on Friday, man.
Absolutely, man.
All right, good night.
Have a good show.
All right, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Joe, it's just you and us.
We meet again.
No, let me just tell you real quick how good that band is. The Gathering Gloom is out of this world. So good.
Dude, I saw the videos, man. They were ridiculous.
They are flawlessly authentic, man. It's unreal. I mean, I've seen them. I've gone to see them like a bunch of times, and I had the opportunity to play with them. I booked them at a couple of places too and stayed for the show. I mean, they're just great. They're just super talented. Actually, one of the guitar players, Eric Bradford, he actually, he gave us his talent in the Chris Cornell tribute band. He actually saved our butts a couple times.
Nice.
We were down a player, and he's just a genius, man. He knows everything. And he's so talented. So there's just so much talent that makes up that band. So I'm like really excited that they're on the bill with us there. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they're not doing all the crazy wigs and all that stupid shit. Just give us the music, man, and give it to us the right way. And that's what's so important. Just close your eyes,
They got their vibe. They don't need to do any of that. I mean, they got their vibe,
No, it's not like, and that's what I said, like when, like having, we were talking about, Jesse, the Elvis that we had this past weekend. What a great, when you're doing an Elvis impersonation, you got to come out looking like Elvis. You got to wear the costumes. You got to give them the Elvis feel. But when you're doing something like The Cure, you come out and give me that music the right way, and I close my eyes and I can, because most people had their eyes closed when they listen to music anyway. You know that, or they were on some type of antidepressants or something. I mean, that's just
Damn,
dude. Hey man,
I see where you're going with that one. There.
I lived through that period of the Cure, man. I remember that band very vividly. So, and that was like some very depressing music at times, very depressing music. But I love the Cure. But and in concert, it was such a, I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't like a crazy light show, but it was a beautiful light show, and the lights kind of went with their music, and it gave you this feeling of gloom and doom, and like, yeah, man, when you left that concert, you really needed to find some uppers or something, because if not, man,
very, very psychedelic in its way, man.
Yes. Yeah, it was like you know what it was? It was like bringing that psychedelic feel to the pop world. You know what I mean? It was taking psychedelic music and giving it a pop home. And I feel like that's what it did back in the 80s, especially in the late 80s when it was coming mid to late 80s. It was like the Cure was the band, man. There was another band I saw with them. I can't remember who it was. There was another big band out similar to that back in the 80s, and I saw the two of them in concert, and it was like, thank God there were no bridges on the way home. That's all I can say. But look,
couple
man,
shows like that.
Exactly.
It's that dark wave, you know, like the Cars were a little bit like new wave-esque, right? So like you're gonna get like both sides of that on.
So Cars are closing the show though, right?
No, we're actually gonna be opening it up.
Oh, you should switch that so nobody crashes cars on the way home. You got to get people back up after that, man. You got to get them feeling better.
We're gonna bring them up. We're gonna bring them up the first 60 minutes. We're gonna bring them up nice and poppy, like.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be fucking dragged down.
That's the adrenaline shot in the heart to get you back going.
It's really like a speedball. It's a speedball. It's a musical speedball.
Yes, that's about what it's gonna be, man. So how long have you been doing this Cars band now? It's been a while now, right?
We started it in November of 2022.
Oh, see, I thought it was a little earlier than that. I thought it was like in the early 20s, like 20.
No. We had this thing.
So it's only 3 years.
It's you know, I got pulled into the band because there were just some local guys by me in Westchester County, New York, that were just, hey, let's do a Cars thing, and they were in the basement of this guy's house, and they said, yeah, we need a singer. So they found me. I was in a couple of cover bands locally, and they pulled me in. And I always wanted to be I always loved the Cars music. Always. I don't even know where it came from. I mean, maybe it was like, I always talk about it as like Adam Sandler movies. I used to be a big Adam Sandler fan, and he would always feature songs in the movies. And I don't know if that's what happened, but I mean, I get really drawn to this music. It's like ear candy to me. That it's so melodic, and everything goes together so nicely and fit together in like the perfect composition. All the different instruments just fall into place, and they complement each other.
Voice too. Rick Ocasek, he had a voice like nobody else, man. It was like, it's like look, and it's funny because you do him and you do Cornell like spot on. So it's like it's funny how you could do both, but Ocasek had that really odd, like there was something about his voice. I can't explain it.
It's quirky and character.
Yeah, it was like a character, exactly. Like he had a character voice when he sang.
His guitars, man, they were cool shit.
Then you had Ben Orr though, that sang a lot of the biggest hits were sung by Ben Orr.
Yep.
And he had a similar voice. There's a lot of people actually that are Cars fans that believe if you talk to them, some of them don't even realize that it was two singers in the band, vocalists.
Yeah, the only reason I knew that is because I remember the first album, looking at the back, and you're like, well, who's the singer? And then whenever you saw the MTV videos, Ocasek was always out front. Right. So it kind of sold him as the lead singer of the band. I only knew that because, like I said, I was a Cars fan, and you see him in concert, you see who sings. But the videos kind of always sold Ocasek as the front man of the band, if you remember the videos. And they had some great music videos.
Yeah, I mean, they started. A lot of those videos came out like it was kind of like the early 80s when those videos started popping. Yep. And at that point, actually, if you look at the discography, you start seeing Ben Orr's songs that he sang were like even in the beginning, then they would drop down, and then all of a sudden you're into the 80s albums, and like he's got 4 songs, then 3 songs, then like 2. So it kind of like went down. And so like those videos, a lot of them featured Rick like singing, except Drive. Drive featured Ben Orr on lead vocals.
Oh, I know that song very well.
Which was the biggest hit, right?
I crashed my first car listening to that song. Well, it was my second car, but my first car crashed.
Yes. There you go. And who drove you home after that, right?
I still remember glass and shit all over me, and just that song playing on the cassette.
Fucking
That's bizarre.
Yeah. Oh, you have no idea, man. You have no idea. That was not a good time. Every time I hear that song, I just feel glass in my face.
You know, most people.
I don't think I'm ever gonna feel the same way about that song.
Yeah,
No,
right?
man. And it's like of all the songs on that tape to come on at that point, you know, and I was like, but it's got its memory for me. But I think it was one of their biggest hits was Drive. I believe it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and they had some hits, man, like Shake It Up, and you know, every album, I believe, Candy O, every album they came out with had at least one big hit off of that album.
Yeah. And what's crazy about it, if you really dive into these albums, there's songs you could pull off the albums that could have very well been big hits, but they just weren't released as singles and they weren't pushed and marketed.
Yeah.
Well, you can remember too, in that time, I mean, you had a lot of bands that were just one-hit wonders that were blowing, you know, and that's a lot of studios and a lot of radio stations looking for that one hit. They weren't going deeper in the records back then. Right. And you had enough music being played that they didn't need to go that deep into a record.
Right.
And
they worked with Roy Thomas Baker, right?
Yeah. Yep.
He just passed away, you know, God rest his soul. But like he produced their first 3 albums, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken.
Which is where they get that sound. I think that's where their sound developed with him.
Right.
In the studio. There's definitely was because if you'd seen the Cars in concert, they were a different band in concert than they were in studio.
Right.
The concerts were great, but you didn't get that I don't know, there was a distinct studio sound to them, especially like you said, those first couple albums that you didn't get in concert.
Yeah, big tracks. They layered the tracks over the vocals. I mean, you have, you know, so many different tracks. And it was just big. It was a big sound because Roy Thomas Baker produced Bohemian Rhapsody Queen.
Yes.
That was the biggest album at the time in like the late 70s. And then a couple of years later, he did the Cars, debut album. And a lot of those techniques were implemented on that record.
Exactly. And that's why they couldn't do it live. It was never the same live because you just couldn't get that. You get a lot of bands that we get tribute bands that come in and they'll track, you know, but ones that use tracks because of reasons that piss me off. Like, you know, they can't play the bass properly or something. Right. But then you have bands that come in that use the tracks because, look, these bands use tracks. Like if you went to saw ELO back in the day, they were playing tracks.
Right.
I mean, you saw Duran Duran. They played tracks.
With you, you know?
Yeah.
There's like 5 different keyboard parts on some of the Cars songs.
Yeah, it's tough.
Where like Greg Hawkes would use the he would what's the word I'm looking for? Sequence.
Yes,
he would sequence those parts. You know,
we had Greg here, and Greg played, and he had the original synthesizer that he recorded the first Cars album with.
Moog.
And it was so funny because between every song, you'd have to wait a good 15 to 30 seconds while he dialed the Moog in for the next song.
Yeah,
right.
He needed the time to dial it in.
There were no presets.
There were no presets. There were no buttons. He's like, I need a minute.
He does not have a sheet. He doesn't have anything. That is all straight up from his memory.
All in his head.
It's
all of that.
There's really a lot that goes into like trying to recreate these songs in a live setting. Yeah. And to do them right. And that's like what we've always focused on. Like, you know, we used to have, I would call it church every Sunday. We were rehearsing every Sunday for probably a year and a half for like 4 hours.
Wow.
You know, and there's a lot that goes into it between like the keyboard players programming all their sounds and getting all their patches right. You know, one of our guys, we have 2 keyboard players that we work with, but one of the guys, he's got a computer set up and he's got like, you know, his controller split into like 5 different, sounds, you know, and like managing all those levels on the laptop to really, you know, reproduce the best you can, you know, like in a live setting. That's what the goal was when we put this project together, because this music, each instrument complements each other in a way where you can't really cut corners with it for it to sound right. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's true. That's true. And again, Greg Hawkes was, you take the keys out of the Cars, you don't have the Cars. I mean, that was that. And when he played here, I mean, the guy was phenomenal. Not only just one of the nicest guys you ever meet, but he's one of those guys. I always said, man, if he could find a good Cars tribute, like he was, I forget the band he was playing
Eddie
with.
Japan.
He's with Eddie Japan. Is who he played with.
Yeah,
and it was great because they sang some Cars tunes, but then they did, you know, some of the Eddie Japan's music too. But I love the guy, man, and just to get to meet him and have him play here, sign a couple records for our green room walls and stuff was really cool. And I truly believe, man, you guys, when you play, you bring that sound exactly like Eddie was bringing it when he was here. So, and that's a compliment, man, because he really was bringing it and dialing it in.
Yeah,
like truly,
live in front of us, man.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It was insane, man. And then he let us play with it. His little Moog thing. We're up there, and he's trying to show how you dial it all in. I'm like, dude, I don't know how you.
This thing belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean,
it will be someday.
You know what I mean?
It
That should be in a museum, not out still playing gigs, however many years later.
And he keeps it in pristine shape. So it's pretty cool, man. Like I said, it was such a great guy, and I love the way you guys compliment his music. So I think that's really cool, man. I'm looking forward to the show, brother.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, and so you guys are on this Friday. Let's just let everybody know it is this Friday night live at the Landis, right here. It's May 9th. Tickets are $40. You're all in on that too. There's no taxes, no fees. You pay that price. You don't pay anything extra. Show starts at 8. Doors open at 7. You can use that little QR code right there, or go to thelandis.com. And again, man, Joe, it's always good seeing you, brother, man. We love you. And there was Graham Bonnet again.
It's like really hanging up on me here today, dude. I don't know.
As always, man, we love you. We thank you for once again coming on to the Absolute Vodka Live at the Landis podcast. As always, when you're in town, or you got any bands coming in, we love you. We look forward to seeing you again this fall too. We got we're putting together a show where we've been talking, and we were texting today about putting that together too, which is going to be exciting. Doing a little bit of a kind of like a Lollapalooza type of.
Oh yeah,
thing. Yeah. I think it'd be kind of fun, man. It'd be kind of fun. All right, Joe. Well, thank you. Wait, are you playing tonight, or I see a curtain behind you? You do?
No, I'm in one of my studio rooms. I got a music studio, and
okay.
Like bands are here rehearsing and stuff. I took one of the rooms that's vacant.
Oh, excellent, brother. Well, look, man. Like always, it's good talking to you. I will text you tomorrow, and we will start talking some fall, baby.
All right, we'll see you.
All right, take care, brother. Good seeing you, buddy.
See you, brother.
Ciao.
That's one of those guys, man. I mean, he's just one of those like great musicians out of New York. He's a great guy. He books a lot of bands here.
Mm-hmm.
He plays in several bands that come here.
And I'll tell you what, he goes from doing Rick Ocasek stuff to Chris Cornell.
Like there's no tomorrow.
That's a crazy.
He's got a great voice.
That's
I mean,
insane.
he really does, and he can hit those notes, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
What I love about Joe, man, and now that he's gone, I can talk about him a little bit more. But what I love about him though is he's one of those guys when he books acts for me. And he books acts with me. Everything's easy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's there. Everything's simple. I get everything I need. We're done.
I get one link for everything.
Bam.
I didn't have to go searching for these videos.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
Absolutely love that guy. What a fantastic guy.
Let me play that again.
Oh yeah, let's play it real quick
because we kind of went in and out of it. So.
Yes.
I figure we.
It's so many things to ask Graham, but I felt so bad. He was going in and out like that. He wasn't supposed to be on until 8:15.
And in person with him, maybe we can bring him in, put him on the couch.
Yes,
we'll release it next week.
we'll just rope him down, tie him down.
I feel like he'd be down to talk. So
he's definitely that kind of guy.
Yes, but here we go. This is the Sidecars and Gathering Gloom, a promo again.
I love that song, man. Dude, the Cars just has like I said, like we were saying, every album had a hit.
Yeah.
And every album was a great album. And like Joe was saying, that the problem back then is they would do that. Like an album would come out and they would all sit around and listen to it, and they would pick the radio song. And then, 15 other people are making radio hits at the same time, and they don't listen to the rest of the album and go, wow, man, there's like 20 other songs on here that are fantastic.
Did you ever listen to this one from 2011?
Which one's that?
It's called Move Like This. It's all of them minus whatchamacallit, Benjamin Orr.
No.
And it came out in 2011. I never even
heard of that album.
Move Like This was Rick Ocasek's last studio appearance before his death in September 2019.
Was it a Cars album?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. No, it did not.
It reached the top 10 of the Billboard 200 and peaked at number 2 on Billboard Top Rock Albums chart.
He really, I'm just going to drop it, fucked his wife over.
Yeah.
Did he not?
Yeah.
What was it? She was the model.
Yeah.
What was her name?
Oh my gosh.
She was the swimsuit model. Do you remember her, Jimmy? The swimsuit model from Sports Illustrated. She married Rick Ocasek. Rick Ocasek looked like he was in a car wreck. I mean, and then he marries and he marries this, this. It was like who else was it that married like Billy Joel, another one, man. And they made that kid that. Oh my God.
Paulina
Paraskova. Yeah. Oh man. But when he died,
that's Czech. I should be able to say.
Yeah.
That.
When he died, he had like millions and like hundreds of millions of dollars in royalties and all this stuff coming in, and he didn't leave anything to her.
I didn't know that Rick Ocasek. So one of my favorite.
Yeah, he cut her out of everything.
Remember how I always say
he said she had her own money, which she did, but she didn't have that kind of money.
Yeah. You remember that band that I always talk about? How I went down to Maryland to see their last show ever. And that's how we always like kind of talk about like how people travel for shows,
with the Three-Winged Turtles.
He was the producer for all their records.
What the hell are they
Motion
called?
City soundtrack.
Ah,
yeah. You would if you heard their
Rick
songs.
Ocasek was
Rick Ocasek. Yeah,
I didn't know he was producing
for them. He did No Doubt as well. Weezer.
Huh.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was producing albums.
Not a Surf, which is another great band that I like.
That's funny. I love Weezer.
That is crazy.
Weezer's a great band.
I had no idea that he
These are all my Graham Bonnet questions that never got asked. Because Graham Bonnet was going in and out so bad. And like I said, it's funny because we've literally had people on like sitting in Scotland in their living room, and we had the perfect reception.
Yes.
And you get a guy who's basically 2 states away playing a show, and you can't get a signal. I'm telling you, where's this Starlink at, man? We need that shit everywhere now.
Just send it. We'll just send it each
Isn't
week
it?
to everybody.
Isn't it?
I already have it.
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
I got it. Yep. Yeah, I could go right now and text from it.
Doesn't it come from free though? You don't pay extra for it.
Yeah,
right?
if you have T-Mobile, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you got it. It's kind of cool because it actually gives you like a thing, and you got to line it up with the satellite, and then it's like you can send texts now from Starlink. Yeah.
Do you got to keep pointing at the fucking satellite to do it?
No, once you get connected, it kind of stays long enough for you to
I was gonna
connect.
say,
but I think if
stupid.
after a while you have to kind of bring it back
was it
in,
fucking
but-
go to New
Yeah,
York?
I signed up for-
Everybody's gonna be aiming their phones around.
I signed up for the beta because I'm like, dude, I keep going. Yeah.
But you're gonna tell me Elon's not charging extra for that?
No, because I think he's partnered with T-Mobile.
They don't want people burning down our iPhones, is what it is.
Well, he wanted to get in and test it out. I'm sure at some point I'm probably gonna have to pay for that feature. I can't imagine it's free forever. But
Well, look, let's bring on one of our another guest we have here that's in the Michael. Real quick, let's we got to talk about Michael Kelly Guitars real quick. The Michael Kelly Guitar Company, michaelkellyguitars.com. Unmatched craftsmanship. Each Michael Kelly guitar is meticulously crafted by skilled artisans who ensure that every detail from body shape to finish exceeds industry standards. So you feel the difference in every strum. That's what she said. Choose Michael Kelly Guitars and experience the perfect blend of quality, innovation, and value. Play with passion. Play with purpose. Play a Michael Kelly guitar today. MichaelKellyGuitars.com, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. And again, thank you to Absolute Vodka, our sponsor here at the Live at the Landis podcast every week, our 2 major sponsors. And of course, all those other people that we love, like Wanderback Brew Works and all the other guys. But I want to bring on, do we have anything? Did you make any promo for Jimmy? Or are we just going to
let him
promo himself?
I found this on our site.
Uh-oh.
And this is what I have.
Uh-oh.
That right there.
There it is.
Good old.
That's made by me in my trailer.
Dude, you could have made that on like AI. Make me a shitty poster.
I figured I was going to put it upside down. Even
that would have been funny.
Well, first of all, look at that headshot of me.
That is. I mean, that is from what 1995.
Yeah, it was at least a 19 in it somewhere. Might have had a 2-0 in front of it. Might have had it definitely wasn't.
Wasn't that on the front of one of your records or something?
Yeah, man.
I think it was.
I paid for them headshots. I'm using them. Come on, man.
When he's
I
100
for my knees.
He's
I
108. He'll still have that headshot going. Let's welcome the one and only Jimmy Graham.
What's up, peeps?
Jimmy Graham. Jimmy, I have loved you for so many years, my brother.
I love you too, buddy.
And we have worked together from NBC pilots to stand-up shows. You name it, man. We have done it, brother.
We had an adventure in South Jersey.
We've had adventures. We've had some adventures, man, in our times together, man.
Absolutely.
How is your daughter? Is she still working with the fitness place there?
Yes, Chelsea now is. She's like one of 2 major. She's the top 2 managers
for Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she's South Jersey.
She used to work in one of my coffee shops back in the day. Yes, yes,
I got a grandson.
I babysat
Yeah.
him today, little Owen. Yeah, he's 19 months, and she's
19
due
months.
again in August.
She's got another one coming. So she's doing a lot of working out.
Yeah, man. Well, she's with my quarterback.
Yes.
My son-in-law was my quarterback in high school.
Oh, get out of here.
Quarterback. Yeah, I was the coach. So.
Oh, I was going to say, I was hoping it wasn't like the quarterback when you played.
No.
Are you trying to be like me?
I was the center. Okay, ain't nobody gonna touch my nuts and then my daughter. It ain't happening. No, well, the kid didn't want to play football. He was thinking about not playing football, and he wanted to go play pee-wee ball somewhere else. So I said to my daughter, "You know this guy?" And she's like, "Yeah." I said, "Go get him.
Go get him.
Show him what a high school girl thinks of a high school boy that plays pee-wee football." So he came out and was my quarterback, and they've been together ever since.
That's
Wow.
awesome. That's a great
Holy
story.
shit.
And she's a sweetheart. I love her to
Chelsea.
death. Oh, she's a wonderful girl. Absolutely
It's crazy
wonderful.
because she got that from my ex. She is like a businesswoman, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
she's
I remember
tough.
walking into a Planet Fitness, and she was behind the counter, and I'm like, Chelsea? And she goes, Ray? I'm like, the hell are you doing here? She's like, I'm the manager. I'm like, get the hell out of here.
She's so funny too. She loves she's a very liberal young lady, but when she's a boss, she just pretends to be me.
Yeah, well,
she's like, I'll just be dad right now.
yeah, well, that's when the liberal goes out the window.
Yeah,
Yeah,
boom, out the window.
yeah,
sorry.
exactly.
Yeah, you want to do what?
When you want to get shit done, that goes right out the window, like one as fast as it possibly can. So let me tell you, did you get a hold of Gino? Is he going to come back on?
Yeah, I'll tag him
I
right
see he's
now.
still in
While
the
I'm
studio,
doing
but,
that,
his
I
video's
just
not
want to
on.
let everybody know that we were having it on Tuesdays, the open mic.
Yeah, we're moving it to Thursday.
And we're moving it to Thursday. We started really accumulating people at the end there. So
Oh,
on
nice.
the Tuesday. So I just want to let everybody know it's a 6:30 sign up, 7:00 show. I'm gonna probably try to go to 8:30.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah,
And we're right
said to
here,
go to
and that's
8:30.
up in our upstairs venue here at the Landis.
Yep.
It's called 830 East,
8:30,
which is literally on the other side of this wall here, behind the Michael Kelly Guitar Lounge over here. But so if you're an aspiring comic, if you have any comedy in you, you come out. Jimmy has it's basically a comedy open mic, but you learn,
yeah.
and you're helping them, and you're
Yeah, I
teaching them.
coach along with it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm at my my end of my career, I'd say. I'm not done,
Yeah,
but I really want to stay local. I have a lot of grandkids now. I'm getting my 14th grandchild.
yeah, because you toured, man. I mean, you were all over.
Yeah,
Man.
I mean, I still once a month I'll travel. I did Miami on Veterans
Yeah,
Day.
yes, you still got to do Florida. Florida is big for
Florida
comedians.
is, and I'm just afraid of Florida because I know that I got like a 6-week run down there that I have, and it's harder to come back.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
I can understand
And
that.
now
I
that
can
I'm,
understand.
I'm
Yeah.
like 200 pounds opposed to 400. It was
Yeah.
easier when I was 400. I was like a melted candle out there.
Well, it's true. Now let's talk about that real quick. So you started your career. You were a big guy. You were the
Yeah.
round boy.
The round boy of comedy.
Yeah,
I
you
was
were
396 pounds.
You were part. Remember, you did that. What was that one? The short bus tour. You were
It
like
was the short bus tour.
You were
I
the
was
you were the
bus
fat
driver.
guy.
Yeah. I had all these guys with actual physical disabilities, they
And
had
yours was
lupus, and mine was diabetes.
I was just the bus.
Leave me alone. I got neuropathy. I can't feel my feet. Shut up. That's worse than you. Yeah, you can't feel your feet. You're a big deal.
Yeah, that kid, this guy's
You
got.
had surgery. Man, I got a pill. So,
But I remember that. I mean,
yeah, I was
that was a
big
while
boy,
ago.
man.
Yeah.
But I could move. I mean, I actually.
Oh, especially if there was a sandwich within vicinity.
Oh, hell yeah. But I had a cop my size in Pittman, and that's what I would just walk around with a ham and cheese sandwich in my pocket. And if you ever came after me, I'm like, I can win one race if I do this. And I would throw the sandwich and then go.
Distraction device.
It's mustard.
That's funny. But no, man. So you've been around you did some HBO stuff. You've done a lot of stuff.
Man.
In your career,
I'm thinking of writing memoirs, and called Swing and a Miss, because I've really had, but it's okay, man. I think back now. I recently had I got diagnosed with a couple strokes. Didn't know what was going on. I couldn't see for a while, and I was having episodes where things would just get out of focus, and I couldn't see. I had stuff done, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you had a couple strokes," and I'm like, "What?"
So you had different strokes.
Yeah, different strokes.
Different strokes for different folks.
You know, so the thing is, my face is paralyzed, but it's on both sides, so you really can't tell. It just looks like I'm
Looks great.
moving, but my lips aren't. Yeah, no, I'm only kidding. But yeah, I ate them for breakfast, man. I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
And then the doc's like, yeah, the other thing we got to talk about is you got a lot of white matter up there. And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, in my brain, I have white matter? And he's like, yeah. I said, no shit. I put that shit up there in the 80s.
That's still there.
It's still there, man. Can we get some of it out there? That's some vintage ale right there, man. I paid good money for
Damn
that.
straight.
You know, and I'm like, nah, come on. It's cool, you know. At my age, man, you know, everybody, we get all kinds of diagnoses. And you're like, oh, you know, it could have been my heart, could have been my lungs. Could be my pancreas. It's not. It's my brain.
Yes.
Big fucking deal.
I see your,
you know what I mean?
your headliners on here.
One thing that I know for sure is that we've learned at this administration that you don't need a brain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well.
But we got through 4 years of it with Biden. So
Yeah,
I'll be
dude,
okay.
yeah, that was the most brainless thing.
All right, I think Gino's on.
He is. I
Let's
see him
bring
on
Gino
here.
on.
Oh,
Let's-
good, man.
Let's bring him on.
Yo, dude.
Are you there?
Hey, we're all wearing our Phillies hat. This is awesome. How great is this?
And they're winning 3-0 right now in Tampa Bay. So
I hope you don't take. I was listening to you. I had the game on mute. I was enjoying everything.
Guess what?
Oh, sometimes I'll put it on the TV behind me when I'm streaming, and then YouTube will ban us because I won't say what YouTube is because I'm on YouTube. But they're jerks, not like you. You're fantastic. Sorry, I was talking to my whiskey. How are you guys?
We're doing all right.
Wonderful.
How are you, brother?
As my father used to say, Angelo Visconti of Visconti Farms right there in Rosenhain, if I was doing any better, I couldn't stand it. That's what he would say. As I get older, I love that phrase. And my God, Jimmy, this is the first time I've seen Jimmy in years. You look great, buddy. I didn't know you had a stroke.
Doesn't he look good?
Yeah.
I had a couple of them. It's all right, man.
When did you have a stroke?
I just got diagnosed. I had to go to.
You don't get diagnosed with a stroke.
I didn't know what happened. I was walking around goofy, and
three
with
listeners
years,
just had a stroke trying to decipher what you just told me, Doc.
I had to go to Philly to Jefferson on Eagles Parade Day.
Oh,
that'd be a fun trip.
Oh, sucked.
I was there for a different
You
reason.
probably got hit by a can of fucking beer. You didn't have a stroke.
It was the one that hit Howie.
That has a stroke and he's stuck behind a parade float.
Yeah.
Come on.
Gino. God, we got some stories. We go back.
We go way back, man.
You go back to the Round Boy days with him when he was about 300 pounds heavier, 400, maybe 500 pounds heavier.
I go back to the Round Boy days when there was a thing, you're not going to believe this, called radio. And there was a guy called Howard Stern who used to be cool before he was a sellout and he couldn't, I don't want to say S the D of the left enough, but he does.
Oh, we know that.
Yeah. I mean, and none of us would be here without what he did, but whatever, we're not getting into that. But we used to be really tight with the Reverend Bob Levy, and Bob Levy did stuff up here at Caroline's, and what was the show called? The Murderers of Comedy?
Murderers Row.
Yep.
Murder, and here's what it was. Yeah, it was it was Bob, Jimmy, and I would host. Bob and Jimmy would come up, and then 9 guys from the Howard Stern show would go up there and literally murder comedy because they were. And it would just be, and Bob be like, Gino will host, it'll be fine. We'll bring Jimmy up in the middle to just keep him paying attention, and then I'll go up. What about all the other people? I owe him money. I got to put him on the show.
That's funny because you know what? It's funny because you're right, man. I mean, Howard Stern broke ground back in the day, and then he took a left turn and he never went. He fell off the side of a bridge. But back then, a lot of those comedians used to, and they weren't even comedians.
Nah,
like the guys on the show, they were fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Even Jackie the Joke Man, I never found him funny. I went to see him one time in New York, and I'm like, he's just telling. It's like a joke book. It's like he opened up a Polish joke book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can explain it. and Jimmy said it perfectly. That's Jackie. And I got your back with that. Like, I worked with Jackie, and again, just me rubbing your noses in my success at a bar at a bar in Jimmy Everton. So a bar in Gloucester, New Jersey. I'll never forget. And I thought like you did about Jackie. I'm like, I used to always watch him. Like, he just tells jokes, right? But I get to this, and they ask me, how much do you want to open for Jackie? And I'm like, well, I give them a number. I think it was like 1,000 way back when. And they go, okay. And I'm like, fuck. Can I say that? I'm like, oh yeah, you said it earlier. I'm like, fuck, because they said it so quickly. I'm like, it's like, right. So I show up and I'm ready to give Jackie attitude. And I go, I go, how much time you want me to do? And Jackie, this is the moment I fell in love with the guy. He goes, look at this fucking place. He's like, do whatever you want. Bring me up. You can leave or hang out and watch me sell the shit on that table when it's done. And a guy that, like, he's the opposite of Stuttering John. He knows who he is. And then you watch him on, and you might have had a different experience, but I watched him on stage, and he tells jokes, but you realize he's so good at telling jokes.
Good. He was good. No,
I feel like he was railroaded by all his friends. Like, you got to get on. And so he gets on stage, and I'm laughing harder than anyone. And a year later, like, I'll say this, and I don't mean to make it about Stuttering John, but he's so unfunny. I met him countless times.
All
like,
unfunny.
But a year later, I'm doing the Artie podcast. Jackie shows up, and I go, "Hi, I'm Gino," and he just goes, "That shit gig in Gloucester," and I'm like this guy, and you guys know, you're in the biz, entertainment, Jimmy. You know, that's a comedian. That's a comedian who just eats shit with you one time. He's like, this guy. This is my guy, you know. So I love him, you know.
Yeah.
No,
man.
I just wasn't expecting just jokes. You know?
But that's
right.
I was expecting some banter, some stuff. It was just straight up jokes, man.
Yeah, he was a different kind of sniper. You know, where Artie came in and he became.
I liked Artie.
For that show.
Artie's fun.
Yeah, and Jimmy Norton, same deal. He was a good sniper. You know, Gino's got his own stuff going on. He's done projects for NFL films. We did.
Oh, nice.
We did a couple of them. That was hysterical because I came in, I did it, and I had no idea Gino was doing it. And I come in, I do my thing, and then they show me his, and I'm like, son of a bitch. Ugh. Why did I even do this?
No, what were you doing? Like just voiceover work, or
it was? Yeah, they did. Remember that, Gino?
It was like a talking head show. It was the NFL Top 10.
Okay.
And oh, dude, I'll never forget. Like the second time I did it, it's like they just bring you in, they put you in a hotel room for an hour, they go over all the topics, and then they just splice them in. And I'll never forget. I'm like, oh, I'm in good shape. I'll look good. I wore this blue shirt, and if you Google Gino Bisconti images, it comes up immediately. I don't even look like me, and it's the first picture. It's like. And it wasn't just one episode. It's spliced into 10 episodes.
No.
It looks like I'm in anaphylactic shock. It's hilarious.
Well, hey, look, if you Google Jimmy Graham, you see his headshot from 1990 still.
That's good stuff.
My very first one was black and white, and the guy, I had a big bulb at the back of my head, fat, you know, and he looks at me and goes, I can fix that for you. And I'm like, on the picture or right here? You got alcohol?
I got to tell you, Jimmy, I got to tell you, Jimmy, I've known you for a long time, man, and you look great. You look
Thank
great.
you, buddy.
Maybe what you needed was a couple strokes, man.
But
I don't know.
that and Fortescue. I live in Fortescue now, buddy.
Where the hell
Quit bragging.
Fortescue? It's an island.
Yes.
100 people. Yeah, there was 98, and I moved in.
You put him at the century mark.
That's right.
Holy
they came
shit.
and gave me a thing. It's actually such a cool little town. It's in Cumberland County.
That's where we are here.
It's right on the bay, but it is
okay.
another world.
I've heard of it, but I never knew where the hell it was.
I grew up in Gloucester County. They call me Yankee.
Yeah.
I asked them if they heard about the price of eggs. They're like, you buy eggs? What the hell's wrong with you?
You can afford them again.
Yeah. Gino and I, we had this show when we first started. Well, he had done it a little longer than me. And we got this gig with a buddy of ours, Gemini, who is a magician. And we went down to Ocean City and we got put into this hotel room that was landlocked. Like they put an addition on the hotel and they actually so there was no windows. There was no air conditioning. There was no TV, but there was 4 comics.
Yeah.
And we literally would go every single night to the boardwalk, and there was a bunch of very heavy set Irish girls, and we would flirt with them and give them shots of whiskey, and they would give us all the leftover pizza. And then we would go to the guy at the front desk and we'd say, "Pizza, buddy, got any empty rooms tonight?" Like, yeah, but you can't sleep on the bed. I woke up one time in the middle of the floor. It was 40 degrees because we didn't have air conditioning. We were going to make up for it. And it took an hour and a half to tangle that little sumbitch out of my back hair.
Oh,
It was
no.
all curled up. Like, get him off of me.
Story.
It was. That was fun, man.
Well, I love like what you're doing here, what you do. So, Gino, I don't know if you know, but every week here, Jimmy does a comedy like class. He brings some great guys up. The last time you had what did you call it?
It's the fledgling show.
Fledgling show.
The fledgling.
Because it's his roost, and then he has a fledgling.
Yeah, do
show.
the whole egg thing, Gino. That's why you're the perfect person.
Ah, there's like a theme to it. I got you, buddy.
Yeah, it's and I felt bad because the first open mic I had, I thought there was a kid that came in and he was really good and I liked him. And he didn't have a really good set. And at the end of the whole thing, there was like 18 comics. And I walked up and I said, you didn't have a good set. You look upset. It's okay. Come back next week and I want to buy you breakfast. And I handed him an egg. The fucker never came back. I felt so bad. I'm like, I was looking the obituaries.
Yeah, but some of these guys that have come in,
they're doing
some of them have
well.
never done comedy ever. They just thought, hey, I could try and do this.
Right. Maryland.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I never watched any of it. We were always, if we didn't have a show downstairs, because we have the Landis next door. If we didn't have a show, we were doing our podcast or something like that. So I never had a chance. But I went to the Roost or whatever you had.
That was a showcase.
The showcase, and meant some of those guys were fucking hilarious.
They really
and to
were.
find out that they weren't even comedians. The one guy told me, he goes, I never really did any comedy until I got here. And
I just trimmed it.
The one
and
tall
helped them.
guy that was it. I don't know. If
that's.
He's funny, man.
Well, I'm bringing. I'm actually Gino. Has a room in over in Pennsylvania that I'm doing for him later this month, and I'm bringing Steve Kane. Who is
our boy over in Scranton Dooley's. That's a fun bar gig. It is.
Oh, I did. What did it? God, you've had that room 15 years?
Dude, I've known that guy going on 15 years or something. Just a fun little bar that it's a nice little escape, to put it in South Jersey terms.
Yeah, escape. If you have the right place, and because we tried it up here, actually, Bob Levy, Bob had a comedy thing here for probably about 4 or 5 months, and he tried to get it going. It's just a tough town for comedy every week.
It is.
Him and Kevin Brennan. I told him, I told him like that's not going to work as a weekly show. Yeah, and I like the fun there. I love the people there, but it's just not what they want every week. Like I used to do a show over at the Savoy every year with my friend Angela.
Yep.
Just because that was perfect. But that's why I thought. I'm like, they haven't done it anymore. I'm like, let me reach out to Jimmy, see if he's booking anything.
Yeah, once a year, once every 6 months, something like that is great because you can pull in the comedy.
Exactly, exactly, and by building up the open mic, and giving these guys an opportunity. I'll put like one of them on a show, and then they'll help promote it, and they do it. And actually, I book shows, and I brought that whole crew with me. Not the whole crew. But 4.
Well,
of them,
real quick, now, let's for the people that are watching now and the people that watch, until
we haven't even talked about it.
Let's talk about the date here. Let's put it up here. So it's
Woo!
May 10th.
Woo, look at that horrible job I did. Look at it. I don't even think I did. Did you redo that for me?
I did not touch that.
Somebody did.
I
didn't make that.
I would have burned that if I saw it. So.
Honestly, I thought it would. I didn't do as good a job.
No, I'm teasing
as that
you.
one. No,
I'm teasing.
This is good, but it's this Saturday, May 10th.
Yes.
7 p.m. 6 o'clock. Doors are going to open, right?
Yes.
And
and you go till 9.
What is that? What are you pointing at?
He's hiding behind it.
The reverse Vanna White.
Yes.
Yes, $20. You get there's a link. Just go to Jimmy Graham's Comedy Roost on Facebook or Jimmy Graham or around with Jimmy Graham or Gino Bisconti. Any of those, and you see the link there.
Landis Avenue, right off Delsey Drive. You know why it's called Delsey Drive, gentlemen?
No, why?
Never knew this? Because it goes from Atlantic. It goes from PA to Atlantic City, or it goes from the Delaware River to the ocean, the sea.
You know what? I actually
LC,
did know that. I just
You
forgot.
come on, if
I
you're a
literally
Jersey
knew
guy.
that. Literally knew that, and I forgot.
We knew we were just.
I might have just got one of Jimmy's strokes. I heard they're contagious. I gotta go check that. See if I'm diagnosed with one.
Jimmy strokes are famous up here in New York. That's how he got a lot of work. I'm thinking of something else. Never mind.
Different strokes.
Ouch!
Different strokes for different folks.
Hey,
baby.
man.
Yeah.
Listen, all I know is that I don't have the filter I have is completely fucking gone now. So
Good.
Today I was driving around. I got a convertible and I have my grandson, a giant fucking dog. I don't even know what it is. It's all white. It's my daughter's dog. And I got my girl next to me and we're driving and I do it like a U-turn into the Chick-fil-A. As I came around and it only had to go out. And I'm like, no, I'm turning around. And it was an arrow. So I'm going the right way. And this guy points. And I go, what? I'm going the right way, man. I got an arrow. And he goes, no, your dog. Really cute. I'm like, oh, well.
You're losing it in your old age.
You're wrong.
The dog's ugly as fuck.
Dog's ugly as shit. Get away from me. I turned into the damn dummy.
Yeah.
Jeff Dunham has. It's crazy.
The dog's
But
a leper.
Gino is one of the funniest guys, and he's going to have his wife with him. I've not.
Yes, the lovely Keanu C. Thompson. I won her in a card game.
Nice.
I can't believe you settled down.
If you want to call it that, chasing around a 32-year-old, that's settled down. She settled. She settled. I'm down.
She settled. I'm down.
Gotcha, buddy. Holy cow. Whew, God bless you.
Look, I'm looking for it now. Who's the other guy that was on the bill? I didn't know. There was yet somebody else down there in the bottom corner.
Keanu. That's his wife. She's going to feature.
Oh wait, your wife's a comedian? Oh, this is great.
That is correct. Yes.
Did you just do a shot? It did not agree. It looked like it went half out your nose, man.
Just a mild heart attack. What? No. Yeah,
you should get checked for a stroke.
And she's funny, dude. I mean, obviously I'm going to say that, but she is. So it kind of works out. We get to do shows together and stuff. And, you know, it's like comedy is like fucking dying up here. A lot of people are just, it's the formula. It's, you could do it from anywhere. A lot of it's moving to Austin. Like a lot of the, you know, late night TV is god awful. You know,
it's unwatchable anymore. You can't even watch it.
It's literally become just propaganda for the left. SNL, you watch SNL and the stuff they say, it's just an absolute lie. The thing I like about my act is I've had it with people like, oh, Donald Trump wipes his ass with the Constitution and his hair is orange. That's not a joke, okay? When I sit there and, you know, and chapter and verse explain to you, COVID was a lie. They make everything racist. They made COVID racist. Okay. You said, I don't want to get the virus from China. They're like, it started in a lab. They're like, no, it started when someone ate a bat. And I say, no one thought that. And no one eats bats. Black people don't even eat bats. And these people love
Ozzy ate a bat once, I believe. Look what happened to his fucking career.
But that's just it. It's like people don't back up what they say. And Jimmy Kimmel's another one. I'll tell you this. This is a guy that sat there during the lockdown having doctors say, get vaccinated, you're stupid. A guy that literally said, if you're unvaccinated and have a heart attack, then eat your goop and die in the die in the waiting room. And I'm not trying to be mean. He has a kid.
No.
I pray for that kid every night. But that kid has had so many surgeries since he was born. And let me tell you something. All the money you sleep on, Jimmy Kimmel, that pile of money you sleep on for fucking doing the bidding of the left, does that help you sleep better? Because it's almost like, and I don't want to say karma, but it's unbelievable that all the money in the world for lying. And this is what you get. Johnny Carson would never do that. Letterman, although he's lost his mind, would never do that. He's just a shill for the left and a liar.
Yeah, but when you go back, you go back to Kimmel, you go back to the Man Show and all that shit, and they act like that doesn't fucking exist anymore. This guy used to fondle fucking women. He used to fucking drink like there was no other. But all that guy's disappeared.
He
Like
wore blackface because he was friends with Karl Malone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but he gets away with that shit because he's their little puppet. So he's their late night puppet, and that's what happens. You get away with it. So
it is, and like I during the lockdown, I was like, I wrote for radio. I wrote for a sports sheet. Right? Look at this. I was giving these away for free, and look, I don't care what you say. Like I had the greatest gig in the world, and all I had to do was shut my mouth and not talk about COVID. 5 nights a week, 7 straight years, just making dick jokes about sports. Some of us have a gift. And then when they started to try and use athletes for COVID, when they tried to shut down the Pac-12 and the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And they said a study was done, and it was more Trump stuff where you leave a little bit out. They said a study was done. We have to shut this down because anyone that gets COVID has a 50% higher chance of getting myocarditis. But they left out the part, anyone that gets the flu, the common cold, pneumonia, rhinovirus, which is common cold, or COVID so when the parents came out and said, they're like, hey, we need to not cancel the season. The parents of the kids, because 1% of college athletes, you know this, Jimmy, you coach football. 1% of them have it made. 99% of them need to play. So when the parents said we want to open up, let us see the study. They couldn't find the study, and this is what fucked everyone about COVID. It was when you were right, and when you were right, they couldn't face you, and they fucking. And here's the problem: if you don't see it, by the way, just today, 11-year-old girl died. Actress in Brazil, 13 cardiac arrests. That's perfect.
No, I didn't see that.
And it still goes on. But this is what really skeeved me out. Athletes, Jimmy, am I wrong? You're a coach.
Oh man, no.
Jimmy, from every level, when they start with you, these kids, all the way up, they're taught to listen to you and trust you. Then they get to the NCAA and they listen to their coaches and they listen to the league. They get to the majors, they listen. So what do? They get vaccinated. And who looks up to athletes? Kids. It was so fucking evil what they were doing. And I called it out and they're like, you're fucking fired. And I don't care. I made it about me. I'm sorry. Whiskey, I love some.
No, you know what? That's commendable, man, because you stick up for your values, you stick up for the truth. And that's the problem with, a lot that's going on in this country right now.
Man.
I have a couple other podcasts that I do that are very political. And it's a lot of bullshit that's going on. It goes on every single day. It's worse and worse. And one of the things you said is one of the key things. It's not the lies they say. It's the truth they don't say.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Perfectly put, sir. Perfectly put, Rick.
They'll say it to you, but they leave out some facts that make it go one way, make it go as left as they can possibly can. But they forgot to mention this, and it's pretty amazing. And what I still find amazing is how many people you got Elon out there doing all these things that you're looking at the money that's being saved.
Oh,
if you go to the debt clock now, there's a fucking Doge thing on there counting how much money he's saving. It's in the like 300 billion now.
Yeah.
But somehow people still think he's got. They're still calling him, the president of the United States, the puppet, Trump's puppet.
Yeah.
Like, so what the fuck are you talking? This guy is saving us billions of dollars. And you're being pissed off because you these people, and God bless my mother, she passed away some years ago. But my mother was that lady. If the fucking news told my mother what to think, you could argue with her till the cows come home. She's gonna believe the fucking news.
Yep.
And that's the problem. You have so many.
Concord.
Yeah, you have so many people that don't understand, and that's the older people. Then you get the younger people. Then it's not that they don't understand. They're all narcissistic, fucking self-absorbed assholes that all they care about is, well, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl, I'm a guy, I'm a goo. This is my fucking pronouns. This is my hair. They don't give, as long as that's what they care about.
Yeah, man.
They don't care about. They don't watch the fucking news.
No.
They're just as long as their self-indulgent thing is being talked about and handled by the left, they'll stay there. And even when it's not, I mean, come on, gays for Gaza. Are you fucking kidding me? They'd fucking hang you. I was in Gaza. I'm an ex-Army Ranger. Dude, if I pulled my dick out and said, hey, somebody touch this, I need a guy to touch this, they would have fucking hanged me in the street.
Yeah, man.
What are you talking about, man? These people they're so demented. I don't understand it. And then you lose a great job. You got a great comedian who's doing great work, and you lose your job because you stand up for what's right.
And that's
They
what
get
we are.
indoctrinated.
Yep.
They get indoctrinated. They push back, and you said it perfectly. It's like Well, I think a lot of people were like, "You're like your mother." By the way, rest her soul, Abadan. But honest to God, I think we were all. Everyone in this chat was like that until we woke up during COVID. I'll tell you my aha moment. It doesn't take long. Like, I'm up in New York and I went out every day. I was working for Anthony Cumia in hot water, fucking incredible. And I'm calling my brother, Pete Piscani. He'll be at the show. Jimmy, you met him. You love him. We're going to try and get him to do 5 minutes. But I call him every day because I listened to the media when I was still trusting. And what did they say? 99% of people are going to get COVID at some point in their life. So we're just going to shut this down for 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Okay. But then afterwards, what they did was they tried to shame you from getting COVID. Like if you got COVID, you did something wrong, right? Yeah. And then that's when Trump said hydroxychloroquine and they said that'll kill you. I went like this because this is another reason they killed all the old people with COVID because of the thing called tribal elders. Old people knew more. Old people had more reps. Old people had common sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And when they said hydroxychloroquine, I said, oh my God, because Jimmy probably met her. He used to date a girl, it might have been before his time, girl named Rita, lived in Wilmington, Delaware, had lupus, the most autoimmune of autoimmune diseases. Oh, yeah. And 20 years later, I'm still talking to her at the time. She's got an 18-year-old. She's traveling the world. And you know what they give you? You know what they give you for lupus, people? Hydroxychloroquine. You know how often you have to take it? Every single day. You know how long? For the rest of your life. And she's doing fine 18 years later. But they're like, well, if someone like you or even Jimmy or me takes hydroxychloroquine for 2 weeks, we're going to die. That's the moment where I'm like, they're lying. That's my wake-up moment. I'm not trusting the news anymore. They fucking lied the whole time. And even Fox, I bet all of us were like watching the 2020 election when Fox goes, Arizona's going to Biden. We're like, all right, we're done. We're done. You're on the take. Time for Newsmax. Oh, absolutely. Time for X.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You know what's funny is you talk about that. I started taking,
not Jimmy, I'll tell you that much.
I started Jimmy, you might want to listen to this too. I started about 3 months ago. I started taking methylene blue.
I've been talking about that with my friends. Go on.
I have been taking it now religiously for 3 months. I take it in the morning. I mix it with orange juice. It goes down real easy. It's got a weird taste if you put it in water, but you put it in orange juice, you don't even taste it. Take it in the morning. When I get up, I take it at night. I got diagnosed with heart disease. I not only is my mind feel better now. For years, I was told I had PTSD. And my memory was gone. Things of that. Some of that's true.
I had that from watching Jimmy's set in the.
But I will tell you, I feel better. I have more energy. I think clearer. I have started. I was in the Writers Guild for years. I was a writer for years. I stopped writing after COVID. I didn't pick up. I finally started reading again. I probably read in the last 3 months now. Like you've seen the books. I'm reading again. It's like all of a sudden my mind is working again. I'm feeling better. My skin feels better. I do piss either blue or green, depending on what happens. But I will tell
orange juice and blue. That's green, sure.
Yeah, but either way, I'm feeling better, and that is the for the I can't pronounce that
even
fucking
know what
word.
This shit is
Hoxytroxin shit or whatever. But one of the bases that one of the bases of that is methylene blue. That's one of the where it starts from. I bought a book on it. And I was reading about it. And I was like, wow, man, all these things come from the base of this. Methylene blue came out in the 1800s.
Really?
It was literally a blue clothing dye. And they used it to dye clothes. And years later, they found that they made a pharmaceutical version. And they would let patients take it. And what it would do is it would dye cancer cells. And they were easier to see them on MRIs and things like that. But what they noticed is as they were dyeing the cells were dying. Cells were disappearing. But now this stuff was already patented as a blue clothing dye. So the Food and Drug Administration, the big drug companies couldn't get a hold of it. They couldn't do anything with it. So they tried to get rid of it as fast as they fucking could. I mean, this, and literally I was watching a Joe Rogan episode. I can't remember who was on there. I think it was Mel Gibson or somebody. He was saying that he had like 4 friends.
Yeah, it was Gibson.
Yeah, it started taking this that had stage 4 cancer. And now they're as good as gold again from taking this methylene blue.
Shit.
Yep.
I thought he mentioned ivermectin as well.
Ivermectin's another one they take too. Yep, that's the other one.
Isn't it funny that
it's people?
I'm sorry.
Isn't it funny that the dyes that cure cancer they try and hide, but they don't mind putting red dye, yellow dye, green dye in our food to kill us?
How about
Dude,
that?
dude, I
finally?
wouldn't have had
They're
a
getting rid of
job if it weren't for red dye number 2. That fucked up so many kids. I was special ed teacher. I'm like, yeah, you ate a lot of Captain Crunch, didn't you?
Crunch berries.
Oops, all berries.
Crunchitize meat.
We gotta go after the captain, but we're gonna be okay. Just the crunch berries are okay to eat.
They ended up making an oops all berries. I mean,
I know.
it is great though to see that RFK is really he's coming to front. They're taking some of these things. I think Pepsi's already saying, you know, they're taking the sugars out, and they own Doritos and a lot of other those big companies.
Yeah,
Well, he also said he doesn't want food stamps to cover soda.
Well,
So that's why.
yeah,
they're
but
like,
you got to remember back
which
in
is-
the day they didn't.
No, they didn't. Listen.
Yeah.
Look, trust me. I think
That's another
a
liberal
guy
left
that
thing,
had
man.
that's had diabetes for 30 years because his father was a Coca-Cola man. They put it in my fucking bottle.
Yeah.
Trust me.
You remember when I was a kid, they used to
I'm
deliver,
addicted.
they used to deliver it to our door in bottles.
Yeah.
There used to be a Coca-Cola.
Oh,
delivery,
yeah.
Charlie Chips guy.
Charlie's
Charlie's
Chips.
Charlie's Chips.
Charlie's Chips.
Yeah.
Pay the can.
You
You
can
don't
still
know
get
what
that.
the hell.
No, I know Charlie's Chips.
Charlie's Chips are great.
They were in my
You can
Pop-Pop's
still,
house.
they actually still deliver Charlie's Chips.
Get
You
Do
can
they?
still, yeah, you can still get them. I was shocked as all hell. We
Yeah, now
mentioned it.
Got 'em
fucking
in New York,
Amazon
Gino.
brings them.
We mentioned it not too long ago on the podcast, and I looked it up, and you can still get like I saw a truck like not too long ago. It's one of the old
Really?
fucking Charlie's Chips trucks driving around, and they stopped.
Right there with
and delivered.
W.B. Mason
Yeah.
driving down the road.
WB Mason, a sponsor you see fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Where have you ever seen them in a place?
WB Mason update. Phillies up 3-2.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah, they deliver here weekly.
I just see them in the Philly Stadium. That's
No,
about
they
it.
deliver here weekly. You see that old man on the back of the truck all the time. I thought it was Jimmy.
Yeah, they did. Thank you. I'm thinking of getting Santa Claus gigs this year.
Yeah.
Put some weight back on.
Hey, dude, you can get some money. You don't have to put weight on. They make that stuff.
Yeah.
Don't put weight back on. You look good, man. You look
No.
good. I'm proud of
No.
you, man.
You're the Santa they would throw snowballs at again, Jimmy. I'm
Yeah.
I block everything with my face.
And the fake snow in the mall too.
Oh yes.
Be hard.
Well, I'm down in Cumberland County now, so the Cumberland Mall has 3 different shifts of Santas.
The Cumberland Mall
They
has
got
3
white,
different
black, and
stores
brown.
open.
I'm like, when are they going to bring in an Asian Santa? I want to know.
God.
I think they have one.
It'd be
Do
Indians
they?
first. Yeah.
How about a Muslim one?
I was
Well,
saying Indians.
You got to go to Texas for that.
when I was a kid growing up, like over on Garden Road, I used to go to the Cumberland Mall every, I think Tuesday, whatever, once a week for piano lessons. God, and that was when it was booming. I remember that the movie,
yeah,
the theater there. Wilmington Dry Good. I think they had it's the other thing they had. There's some Bradley's. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Orange Julius.
Yeah, nope.
Orange
Not anymore.
Julius. Yeah.
Yeah, man,
Not
that
no
was
more.
some
They got
shit.
Pete's t-shirt painting. They got
Now they sell weed in there.
yeah, they got a
Yes,
weed
they got a weed-
dispensary.
It's
No,
insane,
It's
man.
a vending machine.
It's a vending machine. That's
vending
right.
machine.
Is that
But-
insane?
Kiosk.
Yeah,
The,
kiosk.
the problem is though everything's closed except the kiosks in the
Fucking-
middle.
The weed machine.
If you want to get your name on the back of a fucking t-shirt, you can get it done. But if you want to go to Boscov's to get some socks, they're fucking going. Everybody's out of business.
They have a hurricane machine.
Do they
You see
really?
that thing? Yeah.
Oh, I haven't been in that. I don't
What the
go in.
fuck?
There's nothing
It's
open in there
$5.
anymore.
You go in and it hits you. It blows you.
Oh, for $5?
For
$5,
$5,
you get that in
like,
Philly,
you get a
too.
real one. In
Yeah.
Columbus.
I still go on Arch Street in Philly. I'm told.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Yeah, you're married.
Maybe one of
now.
those things where you float.
Word on the street is it's Arch Street, but I don't know. I might have left a wristwatch there once with my buddy Frank. Not important. Not important. What?
We did a. Gino used to host a thing called the Comedy Crawl down in you and it was you and Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was J Rock, another one of our buddies. But they did this comedy crawl. We would just there was like a dozen or 2 dozen comics, and we would just hit different locations and we'd bounce around. I had Bundy with me, and it was Levy, and it was all Gino's is, back then he was a very young man, and he would like go to
Strapping
every
young
bar.
man. Strapping.
And he would drink more than we would drink all night at each bar, and then boom, boom, boom. And I'll never
Eventually,
forget, man.
I'll paper off.
We were leaving this one bar, and he's he's behind us and he's going, go ahead. So we pulled out, and the guy behind him must have been pissed at him, and he yelled at him. He's like, fuck you. And this guy gets out of the car and just pulls Gino out of the car. And he's all in the street. And I go to Bob. I'm like, yo, we got to help Gino. He goes, fuck him, we'll be late. And he left. Gino will handle it. We're going to be late. We got to get to the next gig. Let's go.
Run staggering away from that man. Thank God he was drunk as well.
What'd you do? Like 3 or 4 clubs a night you would hit?
It was more than that. I think it was like 7 clubs. They had it all set up. And
J-Rock and some other guy set it up, but I was like the go-to guy for all the fucking normal comics. You know, they did all the They're like, can you get Bob? Can you get Jimmy? Can you get Florentine? I'm like, I'll see.
Yeah, man. That was when we all did it.
Yeah,
It
but
was
that's
fun.
when comedy was like, that's like you know, like Gino was saying, comedy's just not there and it's done.
It's
like,
hard. It really is. The pandemic really did it because what happened was a lot of
dude,
the kids
left
were doing
did it.
Zoom
They
shows.
took comedy away, man. It's
Right,
like,
but even the
can't be
the
fucking
art
funny.
form of it was hurt because we were
Yeah.
locked in. And what happened was some new kids came out and they understood that Zoom shit.
Yeah.
They knew it good. And man, they turned a shitty little 5-minute set with the added things of all the little things that popped on their heads and all that shit and really made a funny 5 minutes. And then I got to come out and stand in my fucking living room with a green screen behind me and do regular stand-up. I do crowd work.
Yeah.
Gino does crowd work.
Yeah.
You know, we cut our teeth at Pips.
Yeah, but that's what
in
makes
New York
comedy
City.
fun.
If you didn't do crowd work, you got fucking chewed alive. But it was hard to do it on that. And people got used to that. And they're kind of like, yeah, so you'd see them. They'd be like watching you because you had all these little faces on the screen and they'd get up and leave. Or a dog would come in, they'd be petting it. You're like, this doesn't happen at a fucking show.
Nah, see, I never got it.
know?
I never watched any of that. I couldn't watch any of that.
I had to see faces. I wanted to see the reactions. I was doing a show, a Zoom show, and it was I'm sorry, go ahead.
No,
I was doing a show, and I was doing it with Moody McCarthy. I know you know.
Yeah,
Moody.
love him.
Yeah, Moody's a great guy. And he was up in New York. And I'm doing this fucking Zoom show from my living room. I got my dogs in the basement in the corner. Like, shut them the fuck up. I'm doing this whole thing. I get through my 20 minutes. And at the end, I'm looking at faces and I start hearing crickets. And I'm like, you motherfuckers. They have sound effects? They're cricket. And I lost it. I look at them and I go, you motherfuckers. I'm in my own house right now. I don't even feel well. And I'm doing a show for you. You stuck home. And I'm like, you're such jerk-offs. I can't fucking believe that. I don't even want the money now. And I hear, Jimmy, this is Moody. Buddy, listen, I'm in upstate New York. I'm at my sister's house. I'm outside. They're my crickets.
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry, everybody. Have a good night.
Is that available anywhere?
Yeah.
What Jimmy said is, and I agree, it was during the lockdown that it all started. That's why we're in boxes now. Like,
Yeah.
I got nuked. I stream 4 or 5 days a week on Rumble. I got nuked on YouTube for pushing back against COVID. Right before the 525-page report came out that said Gino was right. You know what I mean? I got nuked on YouTube, lost a lot of content. Jimmy lost all my seasons of Gino's picks. But this is what they want. And if you don't get that YouTube controls your speech, I'm sure you get it. They're like, once you, like, people are saying he got unalived, he got killed, he got murdered, he got he got raped, he's he's a retard. They take our fucking words. They try and control our fucking words. They put us in boxes. They take the genuineness of what you're going to get. Watch how I tie it around. The genuineness of what you're going to get this Saturday at 8:30 East with me, Jimmy, my wife who's getting back at her father. All of these things you're going to get. And the genuine, and like, here's a fun fact. I mean it. This is a fact. This is what they tried to do during COVID. Laughter, it's an old phrase. Jimmy fucking invented it. It's an old phrase that says laughter is the best medicine. No, and we'll all agree that's a goddamn fact. Laughter relieves stress. It releases endorphins. It elevates your heart rate. Hate to tell you this, Fauci. It boosts your immunity. And most of all, it increases the group dynamic, which means it makes you feel less alone, which is what they did during the lockdown. You ever get in an elevator with someone you'll never see again? Don't even want to know what you do, Ray. And when you get in there, I have a feeling that elevator's going down. This is a dumb joke, but I mean it. When you get in there, you laugh with someone you've never seen before and you'll never see again. That's what laughter does. And when you're not laughing, when you're ill at ease, when you're diseased, when you're anxious and stressed, i.e. the lockdown, you'll panic, you'll get sick, you'll make poor decisions. That's what they're doing. And this is the residual shit of what we do. 4 days a week, I have people come to my apartment, sit on a chair, hang out with me, and we talk about fucking events and just tell stupid jokes. And that's what they want. They want to normalize this.
Yeah.
And it ain't normal. God bless you two for hanging out with Jimmy. He's a pain in the ass. But actually bringing people together. They don't want that. And Jimmy,
right.
You said it's like these people that got good at Zoom. Oh, I'm on YouTube. Good for you. Good for you. How's that going? And people in the chat. This is the other thing that you don't get. Not that you don't get. Oh, I got a super chat. I don't know if you know what that is, but that's the way they keep people. They keep people indoors. Like, hey, I got $10 from Ray. Ray got $10 from Jimmy. Jimmy gave me $10. Nope, we're just passing around $7 each, and every single time 30% goes to YouTube, and they're just destroying the middle class, making the poor poorer, the rich are getting richer, and the dumb fucking people that sit there going like, that Jimmy Kimmel's really clever. Are fucking they're fucking complicit in this bullshit. I'd love some whiskey.
No, you know what? You have to.
You know what's better than alcohol? Segregation. You said it, Ray. dude, I do that in my act. That's what I'll do.
I'm taking the words out of my mouth, man.
Dude, the best is I'll do that. Jimmy might have seen, like, I've been doing that forever because it's just, I'm like, you know what's better than alcohol? And I'll point at the whitest guy in the front row, be like, segregation. Be like, I didn't say. So stupid.
Dude,
it's really highbrow shit.
We were up in New York. We were up in New York, up in some fucking, up in the Adirondacks.
Like near Syracuse, I think is the one you're talking about, right?
And we walk in and half the audience is wearing yarmulkes. And my man goes up and does a Holocaust joke. I was like looking for a way out the back. I'm like, holy shit. They loved them. They
did. I think the joke I did was I said, sometimes when I'm bored, I'll sit on the subway reading the Diary of Anne Frank, and then I'll slam it on the ground and scream, what is taking the fucking Germans so long? He's in the attic, Colonel Klink. I'm on page 206. It's going to have been a short story.
He had a bucket. He said he was, I don't know, your nephew or your niece or somebody had to take 3 hours of lessons on the Holocaust. And I'm telling you, it wouldn't happen today. Not at today's gas price.
No.
I screwed that joke up. I should have let him do it. But
dropping, baby.
People have, if you don't get how much being a victim is profitable, look at the three GoFundMe or gives the guy Luigi that may or may not have killed that guy. He's over $1 million. That Carmelo Anthony, who certainly stabbed that kid in the chest, he's over $500,000. And the woman that dropped the N-bomb at that kid for calling him what he was, God forgive me, I'm just saying, she's like protected. She's over $500,000 as well. Jeez. It's incredible. You monetize fucking, like I have a bad rap up here from a lot of woke comics because I used to do a joke in my act, and I'll put it on the album. But I said, the first person ever to say N-word, please. But I say the word because it's the word. I'm like, the first person ever to say that was Thomas Jefferson. It was the preferences of his eHarmony profile. And I'm sorry, that's a clever joke. But people are like, he said the N-word. He said the N-word.
Yeah. I
live in East Harlem. I see more black people on my 5-minute walk to work. It's a 10-minute walk, but I run. Those colors are
I used to live on West 123rd. So I lived in Harlem. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, I'm in East Harlem. You were in fucking, and I live in East Harlem now. You was in when?
Yeah, I was in a nice part of Harlem.
So were you really overseas in the war? Or did you just mean when you lived in Harlem? And
I lived in Harlem.
That's where the PTSD came from.
Oh, my neighbors were great. I loved it there. No, it's true, man. I look at that the freaking it's look, it's just another way of making, especially being a white male now, dude. We're like the bottom of the feeding. You know, we're the bottom.
Man.
That rehab, J-Hab, whatever the hell she is in Congress today. Do you see her literally saying, you know, literally she says it. She literally says it out loud. White men are the reason for there's so many deaths in this country. The white men are the reason.
Which one said that? Crockett?
No. She's too smart to say something like that. That fucking idiot. No, the Jihad. What the fuck is her name? The guy.
Oh, Ilhan Omar. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Ilhan Omar.
Yeah, she literally. But she says it out loud in a speech in basically in somewhere in Muslim area of Texas, which is now becoming Muslim apparently, and she said, but you say if we say something like that, it's like, what the fuck, man? You racist.
Oh yeah.
Shit. You know, I'm like, she literally just called me like a murder. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's the left's new agenda is cussing too.
Fucking
fight. We're gonna fight you.
Yeah.
Gonna fucking come on.
This stuff's going to shit. But you know what? What we got to do is we got to keep comedy alive.
That's right.
You got to come out to this show on May 10th.
Come out and laugh.
Right?
Man.
You got to come out and laugh.
I promise you.
Comedy's got to come back. It's got to get off of Zoom and shit. You know,
it does.
It's
It
gotta
does.
get
And
back.
live performances, they are coming back. I had a great run for about 3 months. Every show that I had was sold out. But then, boom, last weekend, I get a phone call and they're like, "We got 4 tickets sold." I'm like, "Okay."
Well, you know what? That
happens.
That happens here too with the theater, man.
Right,
I'll tell you, it happens here. We had what's his name here after COVID? Ben Bailey. Cash Cab. And Ben, let me tell you, if it wasn't for the audience, he would have no show because the audience is his show.
Yeah.
He gets a couple things going, and then the audience is the rest of the show. They literally do the show, and it was phenomenal. But we didn't sell a lot of tickets. You know, we did sell a couple hundred for him. You know, we're 700 seats though, so that's not even a half house. But it's tough, and you know, we'll have weekends where we sell 300-400 tickets, and you have next weekend we sell 50 tickets.
Yeah.
You know, and you have an excuse everywhere you turn around, but
Well,
it's the world's changed.
You're
man.
from Vineland, so just put in some kind of a crack and a whore deal. You know, maybe you could throw in a Groupon.
A Groupon.
That's the one thing.
Magic.
This is such a beautiful theater, and where do you see the place you're going to be performing at? We have 10 screens behind the stage.
Oh yeah, it's real nice. We did it up.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely.
We're putting a whole
new.
We're putting a whole new floor in a couple, probably next month. I'm putting a whole new floor in, new stairs.
Oh, cool.
The whole 9 yards. Yeah,
because there's a little soft spot.
Yeah, well, we're trying to give it a new like a little bit of a more makeover.
Really,
more clubby. Yeah,
it's beautiful, but you're really going to love it, and it is a gorgeous venue. But like we said, we have right across the street. You still have the.
Yeah, they've been trying to get rid of that, but it's just. But I will tell you, we had a thing in town.
Gino lost his virginity over there.
He probably did. A lot of people did. Man.
I still feel her beard. The David Tell punchline, funniest comic ever. He's like, I remember the song I had. I lost my virginity too. Bop bop ba da 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 da. I can still feel her beard. By the way, that is Keanu C. Thompson. She's flying back from I love her. This is why I get myself in trouble because she's another one like me and you, Jimmy. Me and Jimmy, and I mean this. Like Jimmy's fucking hysterical. And but here's the thing. We're not the guys that would hang out in New York going, I'm funny. Like, we're the dummies that would have some kind of, am I wrong, reverence to be like, I don't want to fucking get in the way, blah, blah, blah. And the people that are get stuff is like, I'm so funny. And my wife, I'm sorry, is funny. And this is how I get myself in trouble. She'll say some female comic that I don't find funny, but she's young and she gets work and she's hot, like my wife, but even younger and fucking hotter. And my wife will say they're funny, and rather than be like, you're funny, I'll be like, I'll scream at my wife, she's not funny, you're funny. And I seem to get in trouble for some reason. Is that odd? Is
No,
that odd?
dude, there's a lot of
You're
unfunny.
funny.
There's a lot of unfunny comics out there, but there's some good ones. We had a couple female comics here that were really funny. One old lady. Who was that old lady we had that time? Remember her? She was funny as fuck, man. Dude, we had some old lady here one time with God, what was her name, man? She was hilarious.
How old?
I'm talking like she had to be in her mid to late 70s.
Oh, I have no idea who that one is.
But Levy brought her in. Bob brought her in, and she, dude, I was pissing my. This lady was
real
funny.
skinny?
Man. Yeah.
Real skinny arm. I know who she
Chris
is.
Rich. Was it Chris Rich?
No, it wasn't Chris.
No, she was hilarious though.
Yeah,
Man.
I know who he's talking about.
But there's something to be said about, and Jimmy does this, and I do this, and it gets back to the energy. And and I'm gonna bring up my wife again because she's my wife. So, but then you realize she's like, we did a show at, again, Eat Your Heart Out, middle of the woods somewhere in Pennsylvania. I don't know. And it was a bar gig. And Jimmy, you know, they're all chatty. And the first guy goes up, Rich Carucci, great comic, and he gets him, but the sound's not loud enough. Next comic goes up. He doesn't get him with the sound. So they're all chatty. There's a table of women in the front row. And my wife goes up and she reads the room and she looks at them and goes, "You're like the Last Supper if it was all whores instead of men." And snap. Snap. Jimmy, you know this. They not only did they laugh like you, they're like, "We are whores. She's great." And then they were wrapped. You know what I mean? And I think 99% of the comics in New York that got Comedy Central deals and shit don't do that. They're like, "I'm funny. Everyone listen to me." Counter goes up and like, "No one's going to listen to me unless I call. Someone's got to be a whore." You know what? That whole fucking table is whores. And to watch her read the room, I sit there and then I go on stage and I'll talk to the crowd. I'll be like, "Psst, I'm fucking her." It's a funny time. It's stupid.
Look, Gino, man, we love you, man. Dude, this is going to be a good show. This is going to be fucking
Absolutely,
great, man. And
we're
I
gonna
can't
fill
wait.
this
I
place
can't.
up.
What sucks for us is, unfortunately, we have Graham Bonnet. So we will not. We have Graham Bonnet like going on right before you.
Right,
go.
right,
Wait,
right.
when did you start? You start 7?
You
We
started.
started 7.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
So we got
So
an hour.
so we got an hour to come see you. I'm interested to see his wife perform.
Yeah,
as well.
well, you'll probably get to
Yeah.
see her.
Yeah, we'll have to.
And
We'll
a
have to set
little
with
a little bit of Gino, and then you got
again, it is.
We
it
can
is-
start a little later too. Have a couple drinks. What are you, Mother Cabrini? You never touch this stuff?
I'm one of those guys. Once you get a liquor license, you're afraid that dude's gonna come in and fucking yell at and scream at you from bar rescue and shit.
I found a roach.
You know why it's fucking dead in here? Because you're a drunk. That's why it's fucking dead in here. But look, it is May 10th. It is this Saturday.
Yeah.
At 7 p.m. Doors open at 6 p.m. Tickets are $20. Look, man, I think it's well worth the price of admission. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's one of those rooms again. You know, we want
cash at the door.
Exactly. We want to build it. We want to build this room up and maybe do that like every 3 months, like you were doing.
That's the plan.
Yeah, like every 3 months.
So
Have
I
a
got
show.
my Gino here.
Yep.
Gino's he's so fucking strong. It's crazy, and I love the fact that I'm going to get to see him again. It's been a long time.
It's
Absolutely.
been too long, my dear friend. Too
It's
long.
crazy, man. Are you still in? You're not still going down to Delaware, are you?
No, I used to do that trivia show. No, why? Are they booking again?
Who books that state? Who books that state? Get there early. They'll feed you.
Get there early, they feed you.
Let me out.
Look again. I want to thank our we got to thank our sponsor, of course. The one and only is not Jameson, even though they're on the same place. It's Absolute Vodka. They're the same people.
Yeah,
They
quite
really are.
literally the same.
Yeah, they're
people,
the same
yeah.
company. But Absolute Vodka, our sponsor here at the Absolute Vodka Live at the Landis podcast, every week, every Tuesday, live 7 to 9. Then you can watch it on just about every fucking thing that you could possibly stream or watch it on. We're on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, of course, which we talked about. Probably not YouTube after
Rumble.
tonight, but who knows?
Yeah.
But we are on Rumble, so we're good there.
Yeah, we're on
So
Rumble.
are.
We're on all
Good to
that
fucking
good
go
shit.
there.
Where do we find you, Gino?
Yeah, Gino, where can we see your stuff?
Dude, just go to my Twitter. My Twitter is just Gino _Bisconti. But what I always say is if you simply Google comedian Gino Bisconti, everything comes up. I used to have a webpage. I don't use it anymore. Jimmy doesn't have his. It's like you don't need it. I have a link tree. I'm on Twitter. Just Google Gino Bisconti comedy. I don't care how you spell it. I'm the only one. Trust me.
I'll have to find you on Twitter because I have a new Twitter. I got my actual Twitter, my Twitter under my name got banned for I said something to a Muslim guy and it pissed him off. So that's gone.
My very
Even
first
though,
website.
so Elon Musk basically said the same shit about 8 months later, and he's still on there for some reason.
Well,
Like,
my
thinks he
very
owns the
first
fucking
website,
thing.
my buddy, I got $5,000 for.
Wait, you sold it? Oh,
yes.
Would you sell it to the football player?
Yes, I did. His agent called me and he's like, JimmyGraham.net. We want it. And I'm like, yeah, go fuck yourself. 5,000.
Yeah, look, I just put my link tree in the chat.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Thank you.
There. Thank you. So you have
That's
it.
my Twitter. But again, I'm sorry, dude. So that's who you sold it to? Duh, Jimmy. Because I said, I'm with my old friend Jimmy Graham. They're like the tight end. I'm like, he's more of an offensive lineman.
Yeah, he's more of a big end.
Yeah, my end ain't tight no more, but
I will say this: like, if I can add one thing about how the lockdown affected everything, me and Jimmy used to hang out every other weekend, and like you take that for granted. Like he's a guy that I was in the trenches with, and I fucking one of the like it. You said it. It doesn't. You hang out at comedy clubs anymore. You used to come up to the cellar when the table was still good. Now it's these comics that are woke and they're sitting there talking about breaking down Carlin's act and not fucking breaking each other's balls. And it's like I can't. And no one hangs out at like the New York Comedy Club anymore. And a lot of the clubs, like I wouldn't get vaccinated. They just moved on and good. But look, you got to find your own way now. And the bottom line is like, you're always going to gravitate to your people. And me and Jimmy, we learned under Levy, and it's like you just make the audience laugh. Oh, that's not my crowd. It's always your fucking crowd. You make them laugh, and I can't wait for Saturday to get the goddamn band back together, gentlemen.
There you go.
It's gonna be
the
a lot
one
of fun.
guy that I
be a lot of
called.
fun.
I was in New York, and I was at the Comedy Basement, a Comedy Cellar, Comedy Basement.
Comedy Basement.
That was
with Wahlberg.
With Wahlberg, and I'm like, Gino, are you in New York? He's like, yeah. I'm like, get the fuck down here right now. Get down up with Mark Wahlberg. I want you to meet him. I got to make somebody. I can't take a picture. You have to.
He goes, but the way he made it sound, he's like, I'm with Mark Wahlberg. I'm like, and I get there. He's with Mark Wahlberg. It was before the movie Invincible. He's like, I got to teach him how to be an angry, loud Philly guy. I'm like, oh my God. And we're there with Mark Wahlberg, and I have to go like this. Can I get a picture of you too? And Jimmy's like, yeah, if it's okay with you, Mark.
Mark is great. We've known Mark for a long time. I worked on Boardwalk Empire, which he produced. I was a writer on that for a little while. I did a lot of shit with did a lot. I forgot about
good
Invincible.
Dude, man.
I totally forgot about Invincible. It's good weed, too.
I still talk with E.
Good weed. Good weed, too. Oh,
yeah.
you?
Oh, real good. Yeah, E is still a buddy of mine. He's been, he got married. He's got a little girl. Yeah. So it's really, I mean, he's a great guy. I got him into the Freemasons with me. So he's now.
I remember when that was all going on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Good dude.
Time
he still
flies,
calls me.
Doesn't it?
I still call Mark a kid.
Yeah.
He's what, like 56 years
old?
old?
Yeah, he's my age. Yeah. He's a good dude, though, man. Good
to you. He's
good dude,
taking
man.
10 years off.
He's doing stuff online for like some religious app. And God bless him. I've never been the yay God thing, but I said this. Like when the lockdown came, it's not about like God, but the people that trusted the vaccine, you could say religiously, they put man before God, or you could just do it, normally they put science before nature. We've been here 500 million years. You most of it, buddy. 500 million years. And they're like, no. And that's another reason they kill old people. I mean it, because they're like, old people be like, have some chicken soup. No, I'm going to go get this vaccine. Are you crazy? You've been sick all. And they like, I don't know why. Because Mark Wahlberg. And now, like, if this was 10 years ago, I'd be like, oh, look at the God freak. And now I'm like, you go, Mark. You shove God down their throat.
Yeah, you know what's funny? But he was always that way.
Not
but
Jimmy. I did that one.
He was never as public with it as he is now, but he was always that way. He was always that fan.
He had a homemade rosary beads tattoo around.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and it would always say, how's your mother? How's your mother? How's your mother?
Say hi to your mother.
Say hi to your mother. He never even met your mother. How to say hi to your mother for me? I'm like,
he fucked my mother.
So my mother passed away. That's a shame. I'm like, oh, sorry about that, Mark.
Yeah, she cooked for him.
Yeah.
Really
Look, his mom could cook.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, his mom could
they
cook.
had all them fucking kids.
Yeah, fuck yeah. But anyway, that
Gino, this Saturday,
yes.
my man, we will be back together. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. I love you. And I can't wait to hang out with you and meet your old lady.
Yeah, and then we're hanging out the following week. We're hanging out the following week in Scranton. Well, Old Forge. So it's good. We're getting the band back together. Long overdue.
Yeah, buddy.
And
I
you supposed to
love
be
it.
busting his balls about the young girls over here. That's all I get. My first fucking joke you ever said on my stage was busting my balls.
My man. Yeah, that's my boy. Every girl I see him with, I'm like, "Hi, sweetheart. If you want me to call the cops, blink 3 times."
No. We're literally sitting one time at a diner somewhere.
Yeah.
And the girl I'm dating is sitting there, and he literally looks across the table. He goes, "If you want me to call the cops, blink 3 times." And she's like, "What the fuck?"
This is, oh man,
So
Did
good.
he tell you he's a school bus driver?
Look,
It's
hey,
a candy factory.
once again, it is this Saturday night, upstairs, 8:30 East, May 10th, 7 p.m. Doors open at 6. Tickets are only $20. $20 all in. You can get them at the door. You can get them online. You go to Gina Biscotti's, whatever the hell he's
got it in there. It's in the things.
Yeah, he don't have a, I don't know. Maybe you go on
Google Gino Biscani. Go to my Twitter. Whatever.
Twitter. All right. Any of those, go to Jimmy's.
Gino.
Any of those, you'll get tickets. Look, pay at the door. Pay cash at the door. Why the hell
If
not?
Gino has another shot, I'm thinking I'm actually going to relapse. And I haven't drank anything. I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling you, buddy. I love you.
I want to thank you again to everyone who tunes in weekly and everyone who's tuning in right now will tune in for the rest of the week and watch us on all these wonderful channels that we're on. Again, thank you to Absolute Vodka for allowing us to do this, as well as Michael Kelly Guitar Company. Jimmy was over there in the Michael Kelly Guitar Lounge all night long. You know what it is. Choose Michael Kelly Guitars and experience the perfect blend of quality, innovation, and value. Play with passion, play with purpose, play with yourself, or play with a Michael Kelly guitar today. One or the other, you do it. Again, thank you so much. It was good seeing you, brother. We will see you this Saturday. Don't forget, we also have the one and only Graham Bonnet in the house from Rainbow, Alcatrazz, all those great bands. He's now with the Graham Bonnet Band with his girl there and the rest of his band. Special guest Breaker opening up. And then, of course, on Friday, we have the Gathering Gloom, a tribute to the Cure, and our good friend Joe is back with the Sidecar Band when they do some great Cars music. That's May 9th. Remember, tickets are all in on those prices, ladies and gentlemen. You don't pay any taxes. You don't pay any fees. It's all in, and we have free parking.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Hell yes, we do.
Yep. All right, Gino, again, thank you, brother, for coming on. We appreciate you.
Love you, Gino.
The pleasure was all mine, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
We will see you on Saturday, my friend.
Oh, I will find you two.
Have a good night, brother.
Love you, Gino.
I
I'll
love
see you
this
soon,
guy,
buddy.
dude. What a great fucking guy. Gino, you're one of a kind, brother. All right, everyone. Thank you again for coming on, watching us, doing our thing once again. Have a great week and have a pleasant tomorrow.